Welcome to Impact Masters, where every conversation sparks new insights. Join us as we delve into the stories of extraordinary individuals who are shaping our world. Movers and shakers in tech, policymakers, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and all those whose stories are worth telling. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and transformed. Welcome, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Impact Masters Podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms: YouTube, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. You can also find us across all podcast channels: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Simply search for Impact Masters, then subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. Here's your host, Michael Kamathi. Welcome to Impact Masters Podcast in collaboration with Africa's Talking Retold Podcast, where every conversation sparks new insights. Join us as we delve into the stories of extraordinary individuals who are shaping our world. Movers and shakers in tech, policymakers, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and all those whose stories are worth telling. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and transformed. Welcome, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Impact Masters Podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms: YouTube, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. You can also find us across all podcast channels: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Simply search for Impact Masters. Then subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. Here's your host, Michael Kamathi.
All right. Once again, welcome to Impact Masters podcasts in collaboration with AT Retold Podcasts, where we delve into Impact Masters across Africa. And today we have some amazing guests in the house. And before we get to that, we're going to delve into who they are and see a couple of things that are quite amazing. Some of it is news, and some of it is interesting for the Africa and Africa at large. Something that is not right here. Let me just fix it, and then you're good to go. So, that's good. So, Impact Masters podcast brings you again some amazing guests in the house, and in collaboration with AT Retold Podcasts. So if you don't know about Africastalking provides you USSD, SMS, voice, and chat APIs and insight APIs. So if you're thinking about marketing at scale, if you're a developer, business, and you want to build a business at scale in Africa, africastalking.com is a place to check out APIs that scale, and you can build scalable businesses on top of it. And as at Impact Masters, we're just featuring African stories, telling them raw and venturing into what needs to be done in Africa, both business-wise, policy-wise, entertainment-wise, software engineering, chemical engineering, and I'm going to tell you why chemical engineering in a minute, because we have some of the greatest giants of Africa in the house today. And without further ado, today we have Grace Mumo, who is quite a mover and a shaker in the industry. And she is an extraordinary leader whose achievement transcends industries and continents. But to note, I can see a couple of accolades, which is maybe just name a few. She's one of the inspiring 50 Africa Tech 2023. Inspiring Africa Woman CEO 2023. Those are just awards. Continental winner, media and advertising. One of the most respected CEO in Africa. Most inspiring in innovation Africa. Best luxury platform in Africa. And on my far right, we have engineer himself, our brother from the West, engineer Yinka Abioye. I'm sure, my accent is good enough. Good. Thank you so much. And this is our chairman. And if you are from Africa, a chairman is a big deal. He's a chairman of the Inspire Group, chairman of Festac Africa Renaissance, chairman of Africa Luxury Brands and Association, chairman Carbon Credit Alliance Africa, to name just but a few. He's an American Institute of Chemical Engineers award winner, nominated for USA Black Engineer Award in 1990. I don't know if I go through this profile, you're going to say anything else. Let's just leave it at it. But you can check him out on all social media platforms. And this reminds me, actually, you can subscribe to this Africastalking Retold podcast on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also for Impact Masters Podcast, just search Impact Masters Podcast on all the channels, including iHeartRadio, Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and any favorite channel that you like listening to our podcasts. But for the engineer himself, you can find him as Engineer Yinka Abioye on LinkedIn. Facebook is Yinka Abioye, Twitter and Instagram at Abioye Yinka. So, beautiful day of the Lord. Without further ado, how are you, Rose? Sorry, Grace. Oh, my bad. Oh, too bad. Anyway, how are you, Grace Mumo?
Thank you very much, MK.
Yes.
My name's Grace Mumo.
Grace Mumo.
I am doing very well.
Yes.
This day of the Lord.
Day of the Lord. Yes.
And excited certainly to be here today.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Actually, we are at Lavington 23 Applecross Africastalking headquarters in Nairobi, just for the sake of those who will be viewing this later on. And for those who are listening to us on Twitter, that's where we are. And please feel free to share any question you have. I know right now in Kenya a lot is going on, but this podcast, as you can see, it's supported by Gen Zs, and we stand with the Gen Zs to change this Africa. So, Viva, everything that is going on is very, very important, and you cannot ignore the cry of the oppressed, if I'm allowed to say that. So maybe I would beseech the older generation and the Gen Zs to listen to each other with the intention of addressing the issues at hand. Because this is our future generation and we need them as they need us. So Engineer Yinka, if you prefer that, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you.
And the day of the Lord is here.
The day of the Lord is here.
Yes. Feel at home. So, I could read your profile, and it's quite extensive, if I may say. And your experience, crosses borders, and that will not be very fair to you on this podcast. What would be fair is I would love to know where it all started, and we can start with Mumo.
Once again, thank you very much. And to our viewers and listeners out there, I say this is indeed a beautiful day to our Gen Zs that are fighting for a good cause for the continent, for Kenya, for Africa at large. We ask you and we continue to support you, but we ask you to do it responsibly. We also ask you to know that you are the future leaders. You are the youth of tomorrow. You are the future leaders, and therefore you are fighting a cause that tomorrow will also affect the youth of tomorrow. So do it with dignity, do it with the right approach. And of course, we have seen others take advantage of the situation. And the whole idea, of course, is to ask you to respect the country, because if we destroy the country which we so much love, then the fight that you are fighting for will have no purpose and will have no meaning. So let's do it with dignity and respect, knowing that if we destroy the future for our children, we destroy the future for your generation to come. So my advice is to let us all be in it for a good cause and to win the cause. Thank you. Where did it all start?
Uh-huh.
Well, I was once upon a time a youth, just like you are. And as you realize, and as we've been told, you will not be youth forever. So the youthful me, I have gone through transitions, of course, of climbing the corporate ladder.
Yep.
I was born and raised in Kenya, in Nairobi. I grew up. Went to school in Kilungu High in Makueni County, and I relocated to South Africa 30 years ago.
Oh.
That is where I'm based, and that's where my family is.
Yeah.
And that is also where the corporation that I lead at group level is based. Although I am a Pan-African, leading organizations across Africa.
Yeah.
I come from a corporate industry that has allowed me to travel quite extensively across the continent, over 30 countries across the continent. So I understand the continent quite well. I was a pioneer of USSD services across Africa, so I understand that market very well.
Yes.
And also pioneered financial services and financial inclusion across Africa, more so West Africa. So the corporate segment for me is one I'm very passionate because it groomed me for the person I am.
Yeah.
It gave me the opportunities to understand Africa. It also gave me the opportunity to understand the needs of our continent, both from a financial aspect and also from an individual aspect. I'm very passionate about the continent, without a doubt of that.
Yes.
I've done quite a number of things. I love to bring people together, to network, to connect. And of course, I'm very passionate about where the continent is going. We see the leadership at hand in terms of striving to see a better Africa than we have come from. And what we see from the youth is impactful, it's exciting, and we want to encourage as many youth to do it and to come out in numbers to fight for what they believe is the right for accountability and, of course, for the Africa we all want and strive to have. Thank you.
Awesome. And that tells me there are a couple of things that we'll talk about here in detail because you are an award winner. You have built different innovations. You still continue to build. You are pioneer of some of the innovation that we still use today. Given Africa is largely 2G still, especially if you go out of the city. So there's a huge conversation there. And also, given that you are visionary, there are a couple of things later on I'll still want to know. But also in detail or in summary, I would love to know, how was your growing up? Were you guys, did you have a movement like Gen Zs, in high school? How was that experience? Any memorable experience? I know it's a long time ago and I'm taking you all the way back. I can see how you're like, come on, it's maybe over 30 years plus. But not to worry. As you think about that, engineer, where did it all begin?
Wow. Well, it all began in a city called Ibadan in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Back in those days, it was the third largest city in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite interesting that you want to take me all the way back that far, because I can't even remember that far, but I'll pick up one or two things to remind you on.
Yes.
Growing up, you talk about Gen Zs.
Yes,
all was Gen Zs. And I think the beauty of when we were growing up, I still show off some of my pictures with afros, with bell bottoms, with Gatsby shirts, and with the disco music and all those things, right?
Yeah.
So it is great to be young and to have what we call the youth exuberance.
Absolutely.
So for a person that care for a better Africa, I can't but support what the Gen Zs are fighting for.
Yeah.
There's an adage in Yoruba, my language, and I'm just going to throw it in English.
Yes.
When you fight, you have to understand what tomorrow will be. You can't fight forever.
Yes.
So once you lay down conditions, the conditions cannot keep moving.
Yes.
It cannot keep changing.
Yes.
You have to say, okay, this is what I want to get. Once you get there, look at the response of the other side and know where we're going to go. Again, we have to think about our continent for perpetuity. It might be good for some people to look at the instability on our continent today and actually use that against us economically and financially. So when all these things happen, our borrowing rate goes up.
Yeah.
A lot gets affected.
Yeah.
So it is a great thing because the African leaders need to listen some more. The pain on the continent is across the continent.
Yes.
It is a shame today that the roads we had 100 years ago are still the same ugly roads we had today. So that means something is not moving forward.
Absolutely.
And our leaders travel around the world. Some of them have homes in some of these countries. So they know what beauty is.
Yeah.
So why can't we do that? So, I mean, if you want something better, you have to ask for accountability, which is understood.
Yes.
But it has to be done right.
Yes.
Because as people, we have to continue to live.
Yes.
And I like what the CEO said.
Yes.
The youth of the day is the leader of tomorrow.
Yes.
We were talking on the way here in the taxi.
Yes.
And talking to the driver who was a millennial. And the question to the driver was, how would you act if you are the next MP in your area? The guy was from Meru, I remember.
Yes.
And the guy says, well, if I don't steal, the other guys around me will steal, so I might as well steal myself. So you have to now wonder, so even as we get the new Africa that we want,
Yes.
do we have the right people leading the organization? Are other people coming in and using all this chaos to build what we don't want?
Yes.
So we want a new Africa. We're asking for the new Africa. And it's a good time maybe to push the reset button on the continent and make it better for all of us.
Yes.
So when I was younger, we had our own movement back then.
Which one was that?
Oh man, we had the flow. I mean, the big thing was the flow. Don't forget back then, right? It was the soul, it was the disco time. It was but the big part of our time was the whole emancipation or coming back of what a black person is.
Yes.
I'm going to take you back maybe a few years before you were born.
Okay.
I'll go down to the early 60s.
Okay.
Early 60s, late 60s, just after 1958 when they were trying to decolonize the continent. The dream was to decolonize the continent, but I don't think we had a lot of prepared leaders.
Okay.
Back then to say we just want to decolonize.
Yeah.
Do we really know where we're going to go after decolonization? And after decolonization, our leaders were also being manipulated. So if you remember in history, late 60s, early 70s, there were a lot of coup d'etat and government change from one end to the other because we were still trying to find ourselves. But what was important is that the struggle in the US and the other Western countries, especially the US, started back at that time heavily. That's why if you remember the song I'm Black and Proud, that was around 67, 68 by James Brown.
Yes.
Right? So, awareness. It was a lot of awareness back then. Then a lot of these things moved into Africa in the early 70s.
Yes.
Especially when we had the Soweto uprising in 75.
Yeah.
So, funny enough about being Gen Z, I remember in 1975, you had to have, again, the afro. So don't forget the afro every time you look at the profile.
Yes.
You have to have the fro.
Yes.
After the fro, your shirt has to say Soweto.
Okay.
So when they ask you, as a black young man, where are you from? Because it was more of the African emancipation.
Yes.
So where are you from? We are all from Soweto.
Yes.
I don't even know you all know where Soweto was on the map. But we're all Sowetoans.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't know South Africa. We just know Soweto.
Yes.
And there was just the consciousness back then, which we all pulled through. But I'll take that into some of what made some of us back then. After that, coming together on self-assurance or self-awareness, you started dreaming of what do I want to do when I grow up.
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid, they said, well, what do you want to do when you want to grow up? All I wanted to do was just sit down somewhere and design a car that when I'm going around and I get into a traffic and I'm tired of staying in the traffic, I can just turn some button and the car will go up straight and I can go home before everybody. Right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, the car is here now.
Yes.
Right?
There are flying cars now.
But that was the dream back then. So, and it was also cool.
Yeah.
You know, looking at our big brothers and big sisters back then, they say, what do you do? I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Don't know what it was, but it sounded cool.
Big thing.
Yeah, it was sounded cool.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? I'm engineer. So one day I'm like sitting and going, I want to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Right? Because it sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to get good grades and all the other stuff, right?
Yeah. At what age was this?
This thing comes early.
Yeah.
And I will say this because of the oil in Nigeria in the 60s, early 60s, it allowed a lot of us to dream big because there was money on the streets back then in the country. We don't even know what it just sounded good. I just knew I wanted to be an engineer, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I also knew I wanted a car that can get up and fly.
Yes.
So when you get to school now, they have to tailor you to what that means.
Yes.
So they would say, if you want to be a mechanical engineer, what is that? Okay, the guy that does mechanic or does pipes, right? You have to have a physics, math, and some other subject, right?
Yes.
You know how those things.
Yeah, the sciences.
Those the direction back then.
Yes.
So I remember they said, well, I have to have physics. I think the other one was chemistry and mathematics. So when I got into school, for some crazy reasons, I was very good in chemistry. And I finished all my chemistry classes so quickly that it was easier for me to get a chemical engineering
degree. Still engineering.
Than to dream my dream of building a car.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up being a chemical engineer.
Yeah.
But that was, I don't know, over 4 decades ago when I got a chance to go out of Africa to go to school.
Very nice.
But then when you get out there and you finally realize, actually, I'm going to throw a story in because it's a very important story.
Yes.
I didn't realize I was black until 1982. And so why do I say it just like that? Because sometimes in life is what consciousness gives you. So you're not aware of something in your surrounding because you're a kid. You just keep living. And I remember being in the US and I was in a post office on a line. And the line was a very long line. And an older Caucasian man walked in the door. And to me, where I came from, age is number one.
Yes.
So I stepped aside and I told the older man to go in front of me. And I was like, would I probably be my 20s, late 20s back then. And there was a guy behind me that was like 30 or 40-year-old who was an American guy and knew I was from Africa and started yelling at me and calling me names. That, why would you let the guy go in front of you? I mean, it's the rights. You know, this, and I'm like, why? But he's older. And the guy goes, no, he doesn't. You know, and then he went on and on and on. And that's when I realized, so by me letting this older person go, I struck a chord of something else in somebody else. So a lot of things happen in awareness when you grow. Anyway, yes, I did get a degree in chemical engineering.
Yes.
With flying colors.
Yes.
I also did the MBA thing. Did very well.
Yes.
After that, I went into pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Designed what they call IV solutions, intravenous solutions for so many years.
Yes.
After that, work in other manufacturing industries, plastics, solvents, and on. Later, I went into oil and gas.
Yeah.
Did that for a few years. Was fortunate to have sent back to Africa as an expatriate, which is wonderful. Coming back to my village as an expatriate, you can understand what that means.
Yes.
So I was really coming home to help home and enjoy being at home.
Yes.
Worked all over the continent. I can say I've probably been in almost 85-90% of African countries. I've worked on most of them. I was managing director in a couple of the countries, Senegal and one other country back in the days. I speak some bad French. I can survive in French. And so I've done a lot on the continent.
Yeah.
So after retirement, let me also step back. So some of these things are where you go in life is the learnings and things you see on the way. While for 10 years, I worked for an oil and gas company, running different types of businesses in Africa. And I saw a lot of pain in my people. The pain is the driver of what we are doing today. Innovation, as well as helping your people move up. So after traveling the continent and doing a lot of things, retirement, I said, you know what? I need to help put programs in Africa to emancipate our people and get move forward. And that's why we looked and sat back and said, you know, with a lot of stories in between that I'm trying to, in interest of time, we started programs where we said what I saw by traveling the continent is that Africans don't talk to one another enough. The world has told you Ghana is not safe, Senegal is not safe, so don't go there. So they told them on the other side also, Kenya is not safe, and it's not good. They don't come. So you will get on an aircraft sitting next to a Ghanaian, but you don't talk. Right? You have to be cool, so you don't have to talk, right? Because it's cool not to talk. But what you're doing is you're losing the opportunity to come together and grow the continent. So when I finished my corporate, I call it corporate rat race, we got into doing bilateral programs to bring countries together. We started using Nigeria as a platform because Nigeria is 20% of the continent. Nigerians are very quiet. They don't talk much. So every African likes to compete against Nigerians.
Ironically.
Especially when it comes to sports.
You believe that.
When it comes to sports and other topics. So what we did was we said, okay, let's use Nigeria and pit Nigerians against a lot of other countries. And use that as an opportunity for people to come together. So we started with South Africa. We did, and we used and said, we're going to use their nicknames because we don't want to do it too serious. Because part of the problem as we are thinking about improving intra-Africa trade, we still talk as if we're on a negotiation table. We don't talk like brothers. So if you talk like family, things can move further. So we did Mzansi Niger, Mzansi being the nickname of South Africa. Niger being Nigeria. We did Mzansi Niger, we did Ashanti Niger, we did 1 year of Arambi Niger. And the game was to put together...
Those are 4 countries.
We did 3 countries. 3 against Nigeria. Right? The idea was to get people together for like 3 days. They play sports. They hang out together. They become friends. Now, if you're playing soccer and one of the countries don't have 11 people, you take people from the other country, put the uniform on them so they represent that country because it's not competitive. 2019, we did Arambi Niger in Lagos with the plan to come and do 2020 because we do 1 year in one country, go back and forth the following country. 2020, we're going to come to Kenya and COVID hit. So because of the COVID hit, we couldn't continue. So right after COVID hit, we sat back and we said, you know what? We were all supposed to die during COVID, but we didn't die. Which meant our grandfathers' lives worked. Our medical protocols work. And we have to be proud of who we are. So that's when we decided to say, you know what, let's just take this thing continental-wide, Pan-African-wide, and we dug into utilizing Festac to bring that back.
Amazing. We're going to go even deeper on different aspects. And that's the chairman and advisor, investor and mentor, who just told us Nigeria or Nigerians are quiet people.
Of course.
Quiet people.
Just like Kenyans are the Nigerians of East Africa. So before you start digging, be careful, okay?
No worries. we gotta talk more about how can we work together with the quiet and the noisy ones and still agree on some things. Grace, growing in Nairobi, I know Nairobi back in the day was still Nairobi, where our brothers and sisters from Congo used to come and perform. Billy Abel, Steel Coffee, Katabongman, and can I remember another one? There's one who passed who was really good just the other day. The one who mentored Kofi. Why am I forgetting his name? But nevertheless, I'm just trying to create an experience here.
I think you're trying to gauge my age.
No.
And you're not going to get it.
I cannot gauge it.
At all.
All I'm just trying to say is, how was that experience as a growing young lady? And what are some of the challenges? Because you are an exemplary lady, especially having ventured into tech, the much you've ventured into and succeeded that much. It could be a lesson that, any young lady coming up, even Gen Zs, who could actually learn from that. How was that?
Yeah. Interesting that you asked the question of how it was growing up as a young girl in the streets of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And the other day I decided, let me just take a walk downtown to see this place that I grew up, how it looks like.
That Eastlands?
No, not at all. I mean, my early years, I think Nairobi was a fun place to be.
Yeah.
It was not as congested as it is today.
Yeah.
Places like Hurlingham, Kilimani, Lavington, you could
Suburbs.
never see a high rise.
Yeah.
It was probably illegal to have a high rise in these areas. And grew up in earlier years in Kamkunji, then into Pangani, and Pangani then was great.
Yeah.
I mean, close to Pangani School and Pangani Shopping Center. We used to go to the movies in Pangani Shopping Center. Beautiful suburbs then.
Yeah.
And coming back, I was like, let me take a walk. I'm like, I go to Kamkunji.
Yeah.
Gee, I can't even hardly recognize the place where we even had a house. It's all high rises,
Too
it's
much
malls, it's complexes. And I'm like, okay, let me step back.
No playgrounds,
At
no
all.
marketplace.
All gone. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let me go back to Pangani and see. It's now all big high rises.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, really, a lot has changed. But I think it's for the better. It's good that we see the hype. I see a lot of economic boom in the country. My only concern is that I see a lot of hawkers on the streets. And one has to wonder what happened to the... While it's good to promote businesses and to be self-employed and all that, I kind of ask myself, how have things really turned to be? Because it's almost like everyone is an hawker now on the streets.
Yeah.
And yes, the SME economy is booming and it's growing, and we have a lot of SMEs. But I ask myself, what can the government do to help centralize some of these operations?
Yeah.
What can the government do to ensure that the chaos that you see on the streets today is minimized? And what do I mean by that? Is how do we create organized business communities where, I mean, and as my chairman said earlier, a lot of these leaders travel a lot internationally. I've traveled quite a lot internationally.
Yeah.
You go to China, you see the way it's all organized business-wise. If you want electronics, you know which areas to go. If you want clothing for adults, you know which areas to go. If you want markets, you know which markets to go to. If you want, auto spare parts, you know exactly where to go in some of these developed countries.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to ask yourself, is it organized chaos deliberately in our continent to really keep us, to create just the environment that is deliberately created?
Yeah.
Or how do we make change of that to make sure that everybody has a fair share of the boom in economy?
Yes.
And I mean, I'll give you a very good example. I grew up seeing Kariako.
Okay.
But 30 years later, it's still the same way. How come, even with all the infrastructure development that we see, no one in government, even the SME sector and the SME department, no one has ever challenged that to see how those traders can be supported to have a better trade mall where they can even, have, each one has a stall where they can drive their markets digitally, or even just drive better presence for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Kariako, the Kariako that was still 30 years ago is still the same way. And my question is, and I want to challenge the government, how do we enable such markets to thrive? And it's not just limited to the Kariako of Nairobi, but also in other markets where growing up, we've seen markets that till tomorrow, they are still the same as we found them even when our mothers were young people. And those markets have not even been taken care of. Yet, a minister comes in, and tomorrow they will get a brand new car, which is probably less. Or 5 ministers have brand new cars, which probably will cost less than the cost of building a market, a good market, just to enable these traders. I mean, we know the boom of economy in our continent today is the SME segment.
Absolutely. In economy, it's a mid-tier businesses that actually boosted.
That boost. And if we know that, why can't we just facilitate better trade environments for those people?
Right.
So back into your question of growing up, it was exciting. It was great. Cell phones were not, and social media was not as wide spread as it was. We used to go to the booth, dial the number, kring, kring, kring. Sometimes if you don't have money, there were ways of putting a coin, hacking the system and connecting and having a conversation. And you walk into the back and you see the queue is there and you were waiting for a call at 3:00. Okay, the call rings and the queue has to stop because you have to go in. So it was interesting. And when you see at what has happened today, and I actually remember the penetration of the mobile devices because I did see that. When those who had money started first by having access to mobile devices, and they had these brick-size phones that they used to carry with an area as long as the roof.
For the Gen Zs, that looks like a satellite phone. The current satellite phone, that's what was just a normal mobile phone.
And they would go looking for network. I mean, they used to pay for a license to just be connected, to have a SIM card. I think the license was like 1 million Kenya shillings. And then you have to pay like monthly rental fee of like 100,000.
Before you buy the airtime or?
Which airtime came?
There was no airtime.
No, I think you had to be connected to the telecom towers then.
Okay.
I think. I stand to be corrected on that. But I think those were the towers which were working. And it was just interesting seeing this technology. So that is actually what triggered my interest into technology.
Okay.
How do I get into this interesting world of technology?
Where someone pays $1 million bob to just be connected.
To be connected, yes. So that for me was like the reality check where, okay, and how does this device communicate? Someone is somewhere in Nairobi, you're talking to someone in Makueni, they go to a booth, there's no connection somewhere, but somehow.
You don't have to queue.
You don't have to queue.
Waiting for your boyfriend's call.
I don't know about that one.
Of course, I'm just imagining. You get a nice lady like you, and he was okay. What's your number? You given home number, which because there was no individual number, and then you're given instruction after getting the number. call at this particular time.
When my parents are gone.
Yes, you see? Or the guy says, I'll call you at 3.
Go wait for the call.
You have to wait for the call. And that's not even your number.
No, the funniest thing about what you said is, number one,
yes,
what percentage of the homes have telephone? So you probably don't have a phone.
Yes.
And then you get to the point where she gives you the number of the payphone.
At the marketplace.
At the marketplace. So you have to say, call me between 3 and 4 because that's the only time she can go to the
market.
Go to the market.
To
so
get
now
something
imagine there are
then...
300 people waiting in line.
Oh my goodness.
So you want to like elbow everybody to get your call at 3:05. And then the guy doesn't call,
yes.
which is even worse.
To the Gen Zs, you see why relationships were respected back in the day. You don't just break up with people, make up with them, break up again, because if you get one, you are lucky. But go ahead, it's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is really where this interest into technology came in. And of course, I mean, we were youth.
Yeah.
We had organized movement.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it getting to these levels. Of course, we were there when the coup happened. We were there witnessing university riots. We were there witnessing a lot of democratic rights and movements happening in the country. I voted for the first democratic election in Kenya.
1992.
So it just tells you that there's a lot that we really can learn from, and especially in today's world, which is digital, which is social media led, which is which has probably lost in culture, in morals, in so much.
Yeah.
We used to go to church quite a lot.
Yeah.
Today, a lot of people don't even see the door to church because I think churches have also become commercialized. The question is...
Can you blame people who don't go to church?
No, not at all. That's why I say we grew up going to church. Today, that is not the case because there's also digital church. You can read your Bible virtually now. Those days, if you don't even have a real Bible, it was an issue. Now, I can read my Bible on my phone.
Actually, get a verse every morning.
I can get my verse. I can get my motivational speech or talk or... verse every day. So all these things really, you see the dynamics of the world and the shift.
Yeah.
And then you have to sit back and say, wow, how did we do it then versus today?
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to see the transition of how things have evolved and are evolving and continue to evolve. The new technologies.
Yeah.
The new drivers who are on the hot seat right now, not just in Africa, but globally.
Yeah.
But also you have to be very, very proud to see how our young Africans have really traveled extensively and continue to pioneer innovation, not just in Africa, but globally.
Yes. I agree with you, Grace, and to the chairman, Engineer Yinka. Going to US is one thing. And I know back in the day, that was the thing. And, you're told US is a land of opportunity, American dream. That's when it was most probably coined after World War II. And at this point, you're young and you're in Chicago, Illinois. How did that actually impact you as a person and, the ventures, the, things that you're doing right now, investment, opportunity, advising young and upcoming companies, medium corporate kind of companies? How did that all impact your thinking?
As you said, back in those days, probably still till today, every young African wants to go out there. I have with what I've learned, I have a thing now. If you are in your late 20s, it's too late to try to go abroad. You heard what I just said?
Yeah.
If you're in your late 20s, especially if you have a family, it's too late to go abroad. Before I answer your question, I was talking to a very prominent person here in Nairobi.
Yes.
And the person was flying on Ethiopian Airlines a few months ago. And they said they sat next to a 28-year-old Chinese young man. And they asked the person, where are they going? And the guy said he's going to a place called Katsina in northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the person said that they paused and said, what are you going to do? He says, oh, there's an opportunity for blah, 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 blah. That's where I'm going. It's a very small city.
Yeah,
on the northern part of
Katsina.
Nigeria. You know Katsina.
Yeah, further north.
So, further north.
Yeah.
So the question is, a 28-year-old Chinese young man coming to Africa because he sees something. But our own kids
You're running
are
away.
exiting.
Yeah.
The same thing it was for us over 40 years ago. But I think even back then, it wasn't all about money. It was more about traveling. I want to live outside. So I remember saying, I want to get out of the country. I want to go out. I finished high school. I had some admissions, but I refused to take the admissions because I wanted to go out. End up working for my dad for like 3 years so I can go out. Because I know if I went to university, he may not sponsor me anymore.
Yeah.
So eventually I went out, but when I got out, I learned very fast. On the lighter side, before I left, I thought I was the guy, right? So all my clothes, all my shoes. I remember one day we had a party in my room.
Yeah.
I remember invited all my friends and said, just take whichever one you want.
You're the Oga.
I'm the Oga.
Yeah.
I'm the Igwe. And I'm going to the land of opportunity.
Yes.
So I gave out all my clothes, thinking when I get to the US, I'm going to just
Find clothes.
get everything new, clothes to be on the floor for free and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember getting in
Yeah.
and I had to reset. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that was around the time that there was a very high value currency devaluation in Nigeria.
Yes.
So there was no money coming.
Yes.
So I had to reset. And I went to a city called Chicago,
Yeah.
which can be very
Brutal.
cold. And so when you get there
Yes.
and you don't have 3 or 4 or 5 clothes at the same time, because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you ever been to Chicago when it's cold before?
Yes, I was telling guys just a few hours ago about Chicago.
What
They were
month? What
um,
month were you there?
May?
Yeah, May is warm.
May
is hot.
It was brutal for me.
Oh, May is hot.
Yeah, because I actually put on all my clothes. My bag was empty, and I'm still feeling cold.
My friend,
Yeah.
do not go between December and end of February.
Yeah.
I lived 8 years in Chicago. I will tell you one of the funniest stories about that. I remember thinking I wouldn't have to work because I had some bucks in my pocket.
Yeah.
But when I got there, I realized to not lose my visa, the student visa, I had to pay for a whole year of school.
Okay.
So the money I took out, so I don't have to worry about tuition, I paid 1 year,
Yes.
one time,
Upfront.
upfront.
Yeah.
Now there's not much left. So I had to go to 010. You know what they call 010?
I have no idea what
So
that
that means
is.
you only eat once a day. Right?
Go ahead.
So I had to go to 010. Eventually, I had to go get a job.
Yeah.
So I remember going to get a job, and I got a job somewhere where I had to take 2 trains and 2 buses.
Yes.
So which means I have to leave home almost 2 hours before.
Yeah.
So 2 hours wasted to go,
Just
2 hours
traveling.
wasted to come back.
Yeah.
And I remember this specific day shortly after I got the job, my last bus, I got there like 30 seconds after the bus had left.
Okay.
Seconds, I said.
Yes.
Because in those countries, when the door is shut,
It's
the
that
time that's
done.
up, they move.
Yeah.
So something happened. I landed on my bus to change to the next one, and the guy was just taking off.
Yeah.
And I ran and I waved. And it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
They don't listen to you because they have rules.
Yeah.
Now, there was no shops open, so I had to go and find somewhere in a building that I can tuck myself into. It was like maybe 5:36 in the morning, and nobody was, no shop was open.
Yeah.
And Chicago can be brutal.
Yeah.
Chicago can be
Absolutely.
very cool. That's why they call it the Windy City.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down there. First of all, you have gloves don't work
Yeah.
in Chicago when it's cold.
Yeah.
You have to wear what they call mittens. So those are, you wear gloves because the middle of your fingers can also freeze.
Yeah.
So you have to put your hand into something. So I'm in there shaking. As I'm over there, snot was coming down. And by the time the snot gets here, it's frozen. So you crack it off. You don't even need to wipe it. You just crack it off.
Yeah.
And I'm over there, I'm going, and I just left home with all my clothes,
Yeah.
disco shoes,
Yeah.
leather shoes, leather pants that I gave away. And I'm over here now suffering.
Yeah.
You cry, and before your tears come here, it's also frozen.
Yeah.
Long story short, it was a miserable day.
Yeah.
And when you get to where you are going,
Yeah.
because you never knew that you are not supposed to put your hands on that hot water right away. You want to get warm quickly, you put your hand under warm water. And what happens when you put ice under hot water is it cracks. So your hand can crack. Some people get amputated if it gets so bad.
Yeah.
But the joke about it was shortly after my grandmother called me,
Yeah.
and my grandma said, "Hey, sorry, my kid, how are you doing?" Mama, I'm doing okay. How is it over there? Your mama was telling me that because she was not educated, so she could understand something there. So your mom said it was very cold there. Describe how cold it was for me. And I'm like, okay, if I say it's minus 60 degrees, she wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
So I said, Mama, it's like somebody put me in the freezer. And they closed the door.
Yes.
I'm in the freezer. She's still like wondering, why would anybody put you in the freezer? Like, that person is a mean
It doesn't
person.
make sense,
You know, like the freezer. And I was explaining, and all she could do was say, we'll be praying for you. We will pray for you. Things will be right. So, when you go abroad,
Yeah.
if you don't intend to do fraud and do all the negative things, and you intend to live right, because back in the days,
Yeah.
one thing our parents tell us is, do not mess up my name. So as a child,
That's all I have.
Yeah. that thing just keep reminding you. Because as a youth, you get introduced to a lot of crazy things. And you have to say, I don't want to.
And it's Chicago.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, with that, those things build who you are. And also, while you are trying to survive, you get to learn different types of trade and different types of jobs. All those things are what build you as experience later. So when you talk from a reference point. You've been there. I've worked 3 jobs while I'm going to school full time.
What?
So when I tell my people, even my CEO, I said, if I don't do any one more job in my life, and I just put my feet up and drinking coconut juice, I've achieved. So when you've done some of those things, they allow you to have experiences.
Yeah.
I always say, before you can advise someone, you have to have been there. So when you've been there, you've had a lot of experiences from coming from that angle, going all the way to being a CEO in an organization. So you've gone through so much, and then fortunate to have done in too many or a lot of industries. So advising the young today, advising the new businesses today, and also the exposure around the continent, taking the time to understand the cultural innuendos everywhere you go, because those things also affect business.
Absolutely.
So those things come together as value for you to be able to give good advice.
Yes.
And say, step this way, don't step this way. Much love to Madame Mariana on some of the issues with our Francophone countries.
Yeah.
Those things are real.
Yeah.
So if you are an Anglophone, want to go do business in a Francophone, the game is very different.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things you've learned. And being fortunate to have worked in different countries and different cultures,
And made
different
networks.
languages, different network gives you power to be able to advise
Absolutely.
in a great way.
Nice. And we'll talk a bit about that in a few. But Madam CEO Grace, now that I'm made aware that you're the CEO, you have also worked in the banking industry for a bit. How was that experience for you, for 15 years in the banking industry? And I know banking back then is not banking right now. If you walk to a banking or right now, you find 2 tellers. Then each and every counter had maybe 1 or 2. The one who gives the money and the one who verifies that the counting is right.
Yeah.
Now things are almost digital if you think about it. And rarely do people go to the bank.
Yeah.
How could you compare that experience? How do they shape you now that you're in tech? And what are that mind shift that has happened?
Interestingly, that banking services in one country are extremely different from another country. And when I was in Kenya, I worked for a bank before I left for South Africa to go study.
Yeah.
And banking was very different. Those are the days when even our team used to go to central bank carrying checks to go and do physical clearing of those checks.
Yeah.
And Kenya has always been very advanced in its banking, in the banking sector.
Yeah.
And then I left and I went to a market like South Africa. When I went to South Africa, of course, I got into my studies because I really wanted to do a degree in computer science. And I really wanted to understand all these technology aspects. Yeah. So for me, being in tech was significant.
Yeah.
Was my dream come true kind of achievement that I really wanted to get into.
Yeah.
And when I got into the banking segment, I did not work into the banks in South Africa. I was working with the financial institutions.
Okay.
And from a technology perspective, is doing aggregation.
Okay.
Where you work with the telecommunications segment and you work with the financial segments, creating solutions that allow the two to connect and do services together. Services like M Pesa. We were right looking through those services when they launched in Kenya. Looking at mobile banking across Africa, the pioneering of mobile transaction services across Africa. So that is where my banking experience really comes in, where I worked very, very closely in enabling banks deploy and create solutions that allow them to do inclusion banking for the unbanked across Africa.
Yeah.
And then working with our telcos to enable that banking solution. And still, what we found in a lot of this is there's still a lot of uncertainties. Even today, you go to a telco, you tell them, I have this solution and I want this solution to connect this bank. First and foremost, the telcos also have their own people, are very trained to whatever solutions are brought to look into that and see if their own people can do it.
Yeah.
And they tell you, go bring your proposal. You give them the proposal, and before you know that proposal, they tell you, let's have a conversation in a week's time. You come back in a week's time and they tell you, oh, our team internally is actually doing this. They pull another proposal that's exactly a replica of your proposal, and you knew that was not the case.
You know, you've seen something very powerful that actually has affected the tech ecosystem in Kenya.
It does.
In a big way.
I have been there, so I'm talking from experience, where you go to those telcos and they tell you, and you don't even know how that happened.
Yeah.
And that is why, for me, number one, the first thing when you're engaging with anybody is to always have your NDA that protects you when you are discussing solutions, when you are discussing of any products that you're looking at launching into a market, just to ensure that you are protected, to ensure that you protect your IP, to ensure that you also protect what you know. Because you know, it can be extremely brutal when you're young, you're desperate, you're looking for a partner, you're looking for a solution. Yeah. You don't have the financial backbone like they do, and then they just rip you off. And it can be extremely terrible.
Yes.
So that's where my experience has come. Yeah. And I do sit in quite a number of boards across Africa.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I always advise is that when you're looking even to go into a market, understand your market. One market in Africa is definitely very different from another market in Africa.
Yeah.
I'll give you a very good example. South Africa, I mean, everybody carries a bank card. Wherever you go, you swipe. There's the point of sale.
Plastic money.
Yeah. You come to a market like Kenya, and nobody understands plastic money.
If they don't get an SMS, you don't get the product.
You see? It's all M Pesa driven. Everything is digital.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when last I saw money.
People don't
physical
carry
money
physical money anymore.
And you realize, I mean, you go to a market like Nigeria, it's very, very USSD driven, where everything, you dial the code and you do your transactions. Yeah. So markets really vary in one market to another.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's creating alignment And for me, what still really kills me today in Africa is how are we going to enable intra-Africa trade? We talk about this thing called intra-Africa trade.
But it's just a talk.
Yet the barriers are just way too prohibitive for anyone to feel comfortable. And those barriers are also exacerbated by things like your travel challenges. I'll give you an example. You want to go to Uganda from Kenya by flight. It's $900. How far is Uganda from Nairobi?
It's less than 1,000 miles.
Less than 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
How many hours by flight?
Maybe 1.5.
To Uganda?
Yeah.
Maybe an hour or an hour, 30 minutes? Yeah, 1 hour.
You'll spend 45 minutes
45.
checking in and checking out.
On air. That's what I mean.
Okay, that's less than an hour.
Less than an hour.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And how much do you pay to go to Uganda? $900, right?
Yeah.
And you want to go from Nairobi to Dubai?
It's less than that. Maybe $400.
It's $400 to be exact.
Yeah.
And how far is Nairobi to Dubai? A good 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
By flight.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, why are we making trade so impossible across Africa? Why do we have to we talk about this intra-Africa trade, yet it's not even enabled by our own policymakers, you know? And that is why, as an organization, we are putting together solutions or platforms that allow us to have these real conversations that really touch on how do we amplify this conversation on intra-Africa trade, and how do we really become inclusive? How do we get our Gen Zs for sure to be part of that conversation, because it's gonna create unnecessary ripples for the continent. The other thing when we talk about intra-Africa trade, yes, travel is one of them. When we talk about travel, why do I need a visa to move from one country in Africa to another? Why can't we just put the necessary measures in place to allow us that if I leave from here to go to South Africa, well, luckily Kenya and South Africa now has created bilateral travel policies that allow free ease of movement.
Yeah.
However, I mean, if you're moving from Nigeria to South Africa, it's not the same.
Yeah.
You get checked.
Yeah.
You have to provide every document you can think of, probably DNA to confirm that you are there doing authentic business.
Yeah.
And it has created a lot of unnecessary barriers, even for those people who genuinely want to come and do business in the continent. So I see these things. I mean, I come to Kenya. I see a lot of South African products in the market. I go to South Africa. I can't find Kenyan products. In fact, just the smallest of things that I want to have in South Africa, tea, it's nearly impossible to get.
You're going too far. Tanzania.
You go to Tanzania, can't even get it. But I live, the good thing that I've seen in the agri sector, I've seen avocados from Kenya in the market. I've seen peas from Kenya in the market. But that's not it. There is so much that we have across the continent.
Yes.
And for me, I think, as my chairman said, we need to discover our continent.
Yeah.
We need to understand our continent. You need to know where you come from. You need to know what the continent is rich in and where you can leverage, take advantage for your own benefit as an African, and start driving value even for the continent.
Yes.
In the continent.
Absolutely. I cannot agree more. But of course, there are a couple of things that maybe I need to point out.
Yeah.
And these straight up. So number one, some of the reason why flight is so expensive in Africa, or so I checked out and saw, is that the taxing is done heavily on each border. And sometimes double or triple or 4 times the taxation. Because if you see your breakdown, because they normally give you the breakdown of the charges, you find what you're paying just for the flight is the same as everywhere else.
Yeah.
But the taxes that goes in there, and the platform that we use, we still do not own those platforms. Remember, those platforms are owned by other people who tax us to use those platforms.
Sure.
They charge service fee. We charge all these fees. Also, we still not use our, gasoline for these flights.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken out there, processed, then we buy it back.
It's taken from where?
From Africa.
Uh-huh.
And then taken somewhere else. Processed.
And then brought back to us.
It's sold back to us.
No wonder.
Now, you cannot expect that to change if we do not build our own industries. And I like what Dangote did in Nigeria just, I think last year, but one, by building that refinery industry, modern world refinery industry. But also the world again is changing from oil energy to most clean energy.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to actually innovate faster. And I like the leap that we did with the mobile money, where we just skipped the plastic money.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that plastic money is bad or you cannot use it, but you see that leap actually help us to bank the unbanked. And that's why Kenya is like 10, 15, 20 years ahead of its time. So there are a couple of things that could be done there. But also leadership plays a key role in implementing some of this. And also it is one of the key things that actually drags us back, because as much as we get these resources, our KQ was almost collapsing just the other day. I don't know how it's doing, because so now, again, there's that mistrust. Is what communicated to us really what is happening? Or we just going to wake up one day and this KQ, as I was seeing yesterday and a few hours ago, that KQ is being sold to some other guy. Now you even...
After they made 10 billion?
You're not even aware what is
Really?
happening.
They're being sold?
Should you trust the social media? Should you trust the government? Where is that one source of truth? Because our leaders are presenting themselves as they say one thing and then directly something else opposite happens. So I think there is also leadership accountability that is required. And here I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying, quoting the cab driver who said, if I become a minister, the first thing I do is hit. And I know mentality of most of these people who are out here who are not in the government is to find a way. That's the same mentality, because you have been taught again and again and brainwashed that is your time to eat even leadership. If that changes and we create opportunities for everyone, even you're going to hit, but not that which does not belong to you. Something finally that I think we need to point out is what we teach to our children. And I don't know, this also can go to Gen Zs, because you see, for me, one thing I've appreciated about Gen Zs is that their movement is all about change. It's all about what can we do better? Can we hold ourselves accountable? We don't have a leader because even the people who, like a cab driver who could give a chance, they just want to hit. So how can we change this? Number one, let's everyone accept that we are all wrong. And the direction we are going to, there's no hope for anyone, including the one who are hitting at this particular moment. So there is a huge conversion to be had there. And I like that we're talking about this even within this spectrum, so that it becomes a conversation that if 50 years people listen to this, they're going to know this, people do not just wake up and change. Because I'm so sure that 50 years from now, things are going to be different, thanks to Gen Zs. Now, Engineer Yinka, during your nearly 3 decades at ExxonMobil, what were some of the major challenges and successes you experienced, especially in Africa?
Challenges and successes.
Yes.
Wow. I think one of my biggest success was I was part of the group that brought chicken in and pizza into Kenya. Okay, so that's a big one. Where's the drum roll?
Wow, come on. Wait.
So 1998, 1999, I was one of the people that brought pizza and chicken in with the guys out of Zimbabwe into Kenya.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can take that as a credit now or not, but I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone. So let's talk about the challenges first.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges will be challenges galore as a young black man in the US. I mean, I don't know if do you know watch American football?
Yeah, once in a while.
Do you know a guy named Terrell Owens?
No.
They call him T.O. He's a wide receiver. A few days ago, he was flying on United Airlines. And he's with his wife and 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. One of the sons asked for a drink. The guy pushing the cart did not hear him. So Terrell touched the guy with his finger and say, please, my son is looking for water. And the guy says, don't eat me. And he says, the guy in front of him said, but you didn't hit him. Why did he say that? So he was like, oh, okay, maybe the guy just having a bad day. The guy stormed to the front of the plane, came back to finish whatever he's doing. I think they were going from Denver to Salt Lake or something like that. When they landed in Salt Lake, the pilot announced and said, please, everyone, don't deplane yet. There's a security thing that they needed to do. This is 2 or 3 days ago. This is not a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so everybody on the plane thought maybe there's a medical emergency where they need to evacuate someone that passed out or whatever. And he said, as he was sitting down there, 6 guys came with, security guns and everything. And he said the guy leaned over to him and said, don't fight this arrest. You are being arrested. So they put handcuffs on him and pulled him out of the plane first. So the kids were wondering, what did dad do?
Yeah.
The wife is wondering, what did my husband do? And when they took him out, he says, why are you guys arresting me? They said, because you punched the guy on the plane. The
attendant,
host,
Yeah.
on the host on the plane. And he says, I did what? So he explained to them what happened. They apologized and they told him to go. Now, to show that, I think United Airlines now did the research and found out that the guy actually has an issue, and this is not his first time or something. So they have made an open apology to Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Now, Terrell Owens is, if you take 10 people in the US, his face is known. If in 2024, a racist movement like that can still happen to Terrell Owens, talk less of someone like myself 40 years ago, or a no name from Africa. Yes, those are the kind of things you fight.
Yeah.
You give opinion in meetings because you're an African, because of the way you sound, because of what you look like. It's not taken until things go the wrong way. Eventually, you keep pushing. The system would then respect you and have to listen to you, because once you document, and they have no other choice but to listen to you.
Yeah.
Let me take it even out of oil and gas. When I was in pharmaceuticals, I remember telling my people that because in pharmaceuticals, to manufacture, they have something they call SOP, Standard Operating Procedures.
Yeah.
And for you to change an SOP of manufacturing of medicine, you have to get a clearance from the federal government.
Yeah.
And I remember the first day I got to my job, I saw that so this was in 1985 or 86.
Yeah.
And I saw that the SOP last change was in 1959.
What?
So I'm thinking, okay, as a kid that wanted to drive, design a car that was flying, that lost out in designing his car.
Yeah.
The first question is, if you have a procedure that is 30 years old, things have changed.
Yeah.
What could have changed? We had a better chilling technology has changed to chill a liquid.
Yeah.
You have impeller designs are different in mixing.
Yeah.
You have angle. A whole lot of things that's changed in 30 years.
30 years is a long time.
Why can't somebody look into improving this thing? So I sat back.
Yeah.
I was a young, 20-something-year-old guy thinking, something ain't right here.
Yeah.
And I went to my people and I said, we can improve this thing. The first thing is they laugh at you. The first thing they say is, we can't understand your English. How can you that come from a country where you live on trees can tell us things ain't right? And all the other things. Long story short, I was able to convince them, after some hard times, that is possible. Eventually, the system listened, and they saved manufacturing time by 50%. Those are the things you can live back today and thank God and laugh about. And because then when they built the new building, my employees were so happy they actually wrote my name on the concrete.
Wow.
So maybe it's still there. Maybe somebody said, remove this crazy guy's name out of the way.
Yeah.
But as you look at values and things you've done that you can say you're proud of, I would say being able to for 4 years, I was what they call the training and development manager for Africa, Middle East. So every country between Dubai and Cape Town was reporting to me. And that was between 1998 and 2002, right? Yeah, for those years. And coming in and helping to develop a lot of young guys and young ladies also, and being able to go into all these countries and effect changes. Will be what I call accomplishments. And those are still my friends till tomorrow. So I've got friends all over the continent. Every country I go is home. From that.
Amazing. And it looks, if you look at it clearly, it's more of like a ripple effect and also some unmanaged change, because if you impacted most of those people across Africa, I'm sure today also they're impacting more, and that continues. And that's great. So Grace, for you, entrepreneurship is something that you have really ventured into heavily. And one of the things that you have done really well and won awards around is media platform, luxury exclusives. Please tell us, how did all these happen as a computer scientist and also as an entrepreneur?
Very good question. And it's also, you have to ask yourself, why did I even make the shift from technology to media? Because I think that's where the piece of the puzzle meets. And I have to go back and also express my challenges. Number one, as a woman, a Black woman for that matter, in Africa, driving technologies across Africa has not been an easy journey. Because it's always believed that it should be men who will always need to be at the frontier. And I know in my days of pioneering change, pioneering mobile banking, when you walk into a boardroom in the financial sector and you're trying to bring change into the market, and you walk into a boardroom and it's all men, from the CEO through to the tier, it's all just men. So they just look at you, you're a woman. And it's not an easy journey for women. So there's a lot of lonely women out there who are still trying to penetrate through the technology industry. And a lot of women with a lot of scars that are trying to get, not just across Africa, but even in Kenya today, where we find, and we hear the stories that as a woman, it's not easy for me to sit on the table. And this, for me, is a call that I think we need to be united, both men and women, and create the platforms that allow us to have negotiation, to sit on the same table, have conversations, make decisions together without feeling sidelined as a woman. That there are certain jobs that a man can do that a woman can't do. And those are the things that we need to look and see, where do we create that equal balance on such. Second thing is of course my transition into technology and media. And I believe they all go together. Is because technology has somehow become a lineage for the media. And you kind of need to know the balance of the two. And my travel into Africa is what created the appetite to understand how rich in resources we have in the continent. And our richness in our products, in our art, in our fashion, in our, I think basically everything that we do in Africa, it's so thorough. And a lot of our products are handmade. But we know handmade and we understand handmade when we know it has come from outside the continent. And I'll tell you one thing is that for me, what actually sometimes saddens my heart is to see how we embrace international brands versus even our own brands in the continent that have come, that are trying to, that are doing amazing products, but we don't take the time to study. Perhaps they don't have the financial muscle of marketing and entrenching them deeply into showcasing what they are, manufacturing process looks like versus the international brands that we have.
Yeah.
And for me, that is what created my appetite for creating a platform that can aggregate and showcase luxury brands across the continent.
Very nice.
We started in South Africa.
Yeah.
And we do work closely with the media houses in South Africa, the PR organizations in South Africa, to really create a platform that connects and publishes stories of what's happening in the luxury space.
Very nice.
Looking to grow into other markets where we can profile and showcase really other brands that we can really tell our stories.
Right.
The problem we have is that other people tell our stories.
Absolutely. And they don't tell it right most of the time.
We don't tell our stories. And we are at a point where we need to tell our stories on our storyline and be able to put our brands out there, label them, and get to be known that we have the best of products.
Yes.
I'll give you a very good story. A very well-known brand here in Kenya. And the owner is a very good friend of mine. She has amazing leather products. And she's just been telling me her struggles into the Kenyan market, that products, she's doing extremely very well in the US. And she had to go and set a shop in the US, then now put up that she has a shop in the US and has a shop in Kenya, so that now we can jump up and say, wow, she's made it. Why do we have to have brands from Africa?
Validation.
Validation has to go first in the US, maybe somewhere in the streets of New York or in the high streets of London. And then only then we now start jumping up and down to say, they have done it. We don't need that. We should believe in the products of our people and use them, profile them and celebrate them from the countries.
By buying them.
Yes. I love the movement of buy Kenya, proudly South African, buy Nigerian. But guess what? We still don't. I'll give you a very good story.
Yeah.
A very well-known international brand launched the Maasai products.
Yeah.
They launched shirts. They launched the Maasai print. Basically, their products were all Maasai print.
Yeah.
And I know very well they did the Maasai shirt. And they were selling a Maasai print shirt for $7,000. What did I say?
Maasai printed for $7,000.
$7,000.
Yes.
And if today you find a Maasai shirt on the streets of Nairobi, will you buy it?
Yes.
Okay, you will buy.
Yes.
Okay, but at how much?
Maybe 1,000 bob.
1,000 bob.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have another international brand selling a Maasai printed shirt. Maasai, sleeping gown for $7,000.
Yeah.
And within 2 months, they were out of stock, sold out. Now, a lot of us will not buy that Maasai print because it's local, it's done here. So we want when it comes from outside and somebody emphasizes, or because it has that international endorsement, that's when we want to celebrate it.
So you mean it was bought by Africans and the stock was out?
It was being sold in African stores in South Africa and in other markets.
And it was bought by Africans?
And it was bought by Africans. Stock within 2 months, it was sold out. The Maasai print.
One shirt for $7,000.
Yes. But we won't want to buy. We will buy a Maasai shirt for 1,000 shillings, right?
I've never bought anything for $7,000 in and outside Africa. Let me be honest.
So
to be on the record.
To tell you.
Yes.
So I just guess to tell you that the appetite for our products out there.
Yeah.
In addition to that, most of the international patterns that we have seen that are being used, they originated from Africa.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
If you look at the kikoi, Kenya lost the rights for kikoi. You know that?
Who owns it?
Japan.
How can we get it back?
I don't know. Yeah, but we lost the rights for kikoi.
Wow.
We can't even produce the kikoi anymore because somebody else patented it and we lost the rights.
Yeah.
And these are the sensitization that we need to do. In fact, before we lose the Maasai print, we need to get that because it's part of our culture. It's part of our heritage.
Yeah.
But somebody else sees the value and we don't. Our teas, is something else that if we're not careful, somebody else will repackage it, take it out of the continent, or out of the country, and we start losing the value of it. Coffee, there you go. Our farms, guess now they're even somebody else is starting to get our farms on them. We are starting to lease our farms to international farmers. What happened to those days when our farmers used to take coffee into one particular place, and all of them sell their coffee together, and then they ground it, then they take it international. Anyway, markets do grow. These are called international and bilateral trade agreements, which have come to place, I believe.
Yeah, but I have a different story about coffee because I come from the background of coffee. The process you just described is how our forefathers were ripped off by being told that if you create the society, you have more voice, there's more to take out there. And then what actually happened is auction. Like, you do all the work, but your coffee is auctioned before even it's exported, which means auctioning here that it's going to be bought cheap. And then it's going to be sold. Starbucks is making billions and billions of dollars. And all they sell and what they're known for is coffee. Most of that actually comes from Uganda and Kenya and Ethiopia, part of it.
Why don't we own the final value chain?
Thank you.
Because you're told you cannot. You cannot even process your coffee. Actually, as of today, it's illegal to share the seed. And I'm not talking about anybody's experience. I lived in Kiambu. It was illegal to buy milk from my neighbor. I could go to jail for that. That's how serious it is. And that's why, again, Gen Zs have seen this movie.
Why is it illegal?
It's by law. Someone just passed the law. They passed it, and it's...
They?
Yes.
Who are they?
Our leaders.
These are the things.
Who we elected. Hoping that they understand all the pain. Some of them actually maybe were people we could, hang out and discuss some of these issues with. But when they become MPs, MCAs, governors, president, vice president, ministers, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they get bribed or they are too compromised. I'm not sure what exactly happens, but everything changes.
These are policies which we need to relook. Again, these are those what was the word that was used? Those policies which were made many years ago, which today nobody is looking into. Despite the changes that are happening globally, we are still bound by those old policies. And we need to really go back into the drawing board and say, a lot has evolved. A lot has changed globally.
Yeah.
How do we still continue to be governed by policies of then versus what is happening today? We need to own that last mile.
Yeah. But Madam Grace, let's get in deeper bit about this.
Yeah.
So how old is Hood? Is it 10 years, 15 years? How old is this? Because some of the laws I'm talking about is during Uhuru's tenure. Which is not that old,
it's
if
not,
you ask me.
It's not too old, but as you say, those were some of the policies which we have grown up with.
Yes.
Which means nobody's still looking at them to see.
Yeah.
And probably what we need to say is how often do we need to review?
Yeah.
As the world is evolving, how often do we need to review some of these things that are driving us or taking us back? Is it every 10 years after, as we have our election terms? Then do we say every 10 years we review policies? Are they still valid or not valid? What are the bilateral agreements and terms from a trade perspective which we have with our international markets? Are they still valid in today's current world? Or do they need to be revised to be favorable? I was watching a clip the other day by the First Lady of Sierra Leone, right? I think it is Sierra Leone. Yeah. And she was talking about even today how the oil segment in that market still continues to be governed by the French, meaning that before any production or even as it's produced, the market is already known.
Yeah,
it's already sold.
Yeah,
or let's just not even go back. It's already sold. Where we say that these policies are the system is systematically, deliberately, and intentionally structured to ensure that we can't have anything.
Yes. And that's Madam Vice is the First Lady.
That's a first lady.
You
That
know, now you see why Gen Zs are a bit
This is the first lady of Sierra Leone.
disappointed by the leadership.
Yeah. So how do we make sure we change these things?
Gen Zs have a solution, by the way.
What?
If anyone is listening or trying to see what they're trying to say.
We
Number one,
need.
they're saying you don't have to wait for all this time. All right? Some of them actually have gone ahead and built some platform that if anyone is serious about really changing Africa, we could actually change it every single day. Number one platform they built is where actually we could analyze laws before even they pass and have public participation instantly as you go. And you just need your phone and maybe a bit of a platform. You can implement even AI and machine learning to even decipher so that you don't read so much of that document. You can even go ahead and translate it to your local language, whereby if you don't understand the Western language, which is official in most of the countries, you can maybe do Swahili, you can maybe do Zulu, you can do, whatever language that is conversant with you. Then you can actually give feedback, and then that feedback is recorded. So there is no wahala. It was given, it was not given. So if you actually take what actually you've been used to and merge it to what, the Gen Zs all over the world, not even in Africa, all over the world, they're saying that these things could be done. And the platform that you have built, such as TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all these platforms, they have grown knowing this platform actually, you could communicate with someone thousands and thousands of miles and be able to make a decision instantly.
Are we embracing those technologies and those platforms?
That's how some of these movements are organized.
Good.
And you can see actually, today you say Nairobi is where people are going to demonstrate. They're in Malaba, right? Tomorrow you say someone is demonstrating in Mombasa. Maybe they're in Narok. So you see, in this case, it's a collective, no-influence, issue-based cry for help. And I hope someone is going to listen to that, because if they listen, no one says you should not be the president. You're just saying, as the president, are you in touch with what is happening? Or you're just hoping after 5 years you go to your tribesmen, bribe them, and then bribe a few other guys and get back to the seat. So you can do whatever you want, think you're doing the right thing. No, that time is long gone. So I think there's a huge solution here that if we all embrace, even us in tech actually, because everyone is a leader at certain level, we can actually collectively say, what are we saying here? Because even the movement that we're running at our different respective areas, it can be much faster if we are able to embrace some of these things and use the technology wisely. And say, guys, I know I want to become a billionaire in 3 months, but if I build systems at work, I don't need to be a billionaire. I could go to a hospital, get treated, and maybe I don't get charged. The tax that I paid when I was very able as a civil servant, as an entrepreneur, as an employee, could serve me until I die honorably, right? So there's a huge conversation around there. And it's good that you have said, let's relook. And now Gen Zs are saying, don't even wait. The technology support it. Let's do it
Let's look into that.
Yeah, so that's a very, very good analogy you have given there. And I think also even the businesses are suffering the same consequences, because you employ a Gen Z, you think you have employed a millennial or a boomer, and you're like, you climb up the ladder. But they're saying, I'm too smart. Why are you not using my skills? The next day they don't come to work. You're like, hey. And the next thing they quit. You're like, what did I do wrong?
No warning.
I did not listen.
Yeah.
That's what you didn't do. They told you, I can do more. Just appreciate me a bit, facilitate that. It doesn't have to take me 50 years to get there. We can all get there. So there's a huge conversation. And I think this is not only to the government of the day, anywhere in the world. It's about people. The times have changed. So we all embrace this. And it's good actually that, I'm talking to the most influential people. One of them being engineer, Yinka, who has actually mentored over 5,000 plus entrepreneurs and young people. For me, I've always had this issue of mentorship versus apprenticeship. I don't know if you have done both or you have considered both while implementing, the program where you help, advise, and, mentor these young people. Which one has worked and which one has backfired? Or if they have all worked, which one actually really goes a long way to even create ripple effect?
Between mentorship and apprenticeship.
Yes.
So they actually mean two different things.
Yes.
Apprenticeship in some cases means you have to hold a person by the hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you can teach a person how to manufacture a cell phone by not having them physically there assembling over time.
Yes.
And be right doing it.
Yeah.
So apprenticeship is needed in some cases where somebody needs to acquire a lot of physical skills to do things. Mentoring can be done virtually, can be done any way or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, they are both two-way streets.
Yeah.
The mentee has to be ready to be mentored, and the mentor has to provide the time for the mentee.
Yes.
A big difference between them a lot of time is as a mentor, you do a lot of things that the mentee may not know about.
Mm-hmm.
You position them. You put their names in places. You are their faces when they don't even know you are talking about them. And I can give you one example. I got a text a few days ago that someone is looking for a person in certain countries for some positions. So I just gave them a name in Zambia and say, call this person. Because I didn't have time to be calling the person. I said, call the person and tell them, I told them that you will call them. So those are the times you do people goods or values that they don't even know you are doing. So you've been with them, you've appraised them, you know who they are, you know the basics of who they are and what they can deliver. So at that point, you can just plug their names in places. So as a mentor, you plug in a lot of places. Well, apprenticeship is when you have to hold somebody and say, okay. And there are some cultures that do that very well. The Indian culture, the Chinese culture. If you first go somewhere, you know you will be an apprentice for 10 to 15 years. So you come into Nairobi. I have a restaurant. You're going to work with me for 10 years. In those 10 years, you're an apprentice. In those 10 years, you learn how to wash the dishes, learn how to clean the rooms, learn how to do all the things you need to do, including buying the materials and equipment, including paying the rent, including handling a lot of things. So over those 10 years, you learn. At the end of the 10th year, I walk away and I give you the business. And you are paying me back in some kind of way. So there are a lot of cultures that have those type of things. The type of one to be done will be dependent on the business as well as the personality or the relationship between the two people. So they both work. But I'm not sure you can say this one works better than the other. Again, it's dependent on the personality and the business.
And in Africa, are we doing more of apprenticeship or more of mentorship?
Good. I like the way you spun that into Africa. We've got issues. And that's the first thing we all first of all need to identify. Some of the comments you guys were making earlier, why can't these things happen in Africa? First of all, we need to like ourselves first. We don't yet. We also don't know one another. We don't know ourselves. So we've been beaten on the head to be inferior for hundreds of years. And that inferiority is still fighting with us. I mean, why would a guy need 10 cars if you don't have an inferiority complex? You have a complex. That's why you think you need to have 10 Rolls Royce to be human and to be big. All right? So we have a lot we need to change. I'm going to roll that into even your comment about your tea or coffee. First of all, you need benevolent leaders. Meaning someone that sit down and say, I am the aggregator of these seeds of beans of coffee. I'm going to play and be knowledgeable in what the market is globally. I'm going to edge for my group. I'm going to do all the things I do. I'm going to negotiate for my people because I can actually speak the language. They speak where the buyers go. I'm going to prepare my people. I'm going to be open with my people and say, the market during this month go up. During this month go down. You know what we need to do? Let's hold. Let's sell when it's convenient for us. So we have a whole lot of that we don't do. When you take that into leadership, and where the continent is, yes, the Gen Zs have, like you said, we don't need to reinvent anything anymore. An example I like to use is from your comment earlier about your rotary phone to 1 terabyte sitting here. I mean, if I have the money,
Yes.
do I need to go from rotary, go to go to Turaya, go to Nokia 3310, which still was a very
It's still good
Those things, you
phone.
throw them down the bounce, they still work, right?
Yeah.
So those, do you need to go through all of those before you get to something like that? You don't need to. We can leapfrog.
Yeah.
So the average, what AU should be doing today, and I think when we talk, we need to talk to all our leaders
Absolutely.
at once.
Yeah.
One of the things that that I think they can do better on is, a couple of years ago, we were celebrating One Africa passport.
Yes.
My leaders, that's a waste of time.
Yes.
Why are we celebrating? Well, we will never get the same passport, one passport for the continent in the next 50 years.
Yes.
What we need to do is to make sure people can travel with what they have.
Yes.
Back to what the CEO said earlier. So when we have issues, we need to deal with our issues. We need to stop wasting time. Most of the leaders are 50, 60, 70.
Yeah.
They've lived more than half of their lives.
Yeah.
Then we need to guide and leave good legacy for people. We need to get the continent to leapfrog.
Yeah.
We can't crawl anymore. So when you look at technologies out there for them to use, I think the most painful part of it, our children are the one designing this program for the Western world. There are a lot of buildings here in Nairobi where they call them service companies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They are servicing. I mean, there's one company I was talking to in, where's that mall on Thika Road?
TRM.
Yeah, whatever. I was
Garden
talking to the
City,
people.
yeah.
They are the one doing customer service for some big companies in the US.
Yeah.
Which means our kids are good enough to lead.
Yes.
Let's stop wasting our children's lives. Let's put money down all our continental banks. We need to, there's a lot we need to work on. You know, you guys were talking about banking before. Do we really have banks on the continent?
Nah.
Do the banks do what's right? Do we just sit down and sit and make interest on trade?
Yeah.
On COT, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
COT is how they call it, right?
Yeah.
We just sit back and collect money on COT. A lot of the other countries, when you go to the bank tells you want to borrow $10 million. Yes, we'll give it to you. However, we'll choose your CFO. The reason being that they need someone to watch their money. And then they will help you, get you research, get you support, technical support to incubate and grow that money. We don't do that in African banks.
Yeah.
All they do is to say, sign here, you pay 25%, 2% for the pen, 3% for the water, 2% for the toilet. You know what that means? You're borrowing at 30%.
Yes.
There's no business you can do if you borrow the way banks lend money in this continent that can be successful.
Of course.
So we are built to fail.
Yes.
So the issues on the continent is humongous. We need benevolent leadership. We need all our leaders to come together and do what is right. We cannot be slaves forever because we're still behind.
Still slaves.
We're still somewhat, because people come in and they do whatever they want to do on the continent.
Yeah.
Look at some of the examples you give. Yes, what's wrong with us having our own money to have a tea farm?
Yeah.
And our children are the one in all those countries working for those corporations.
Yeah.
Bring them back home. Pay them well.
Yeah.
Right? Let them come home and use the brains they have globally. That leads me into the passion of what we are doing today.
Yes.
The New Africa.
Yes.
Which is based on knowledge, networking. Networking is the biggest thing. One of the things we do wrong, as I said a few minutes ago, is we don't talk. Today I've just met you.
Yes.
You've known me now.
Yes.
If you meet me at the airport flying tomorrow, you have a person to sit down next to, having a drink of Coke, and we are talking.
Yeah.
So you're building relationships. We don't do that enough. Our countries are still divided. Our countries are still separated. And they are separated by a virtual or imaginary line somebody put in them that doesn't even exist.
And set some rules around it.
I said to my and unfortunately, the guy that drew the line was very intelligent because he put those lines between tribes, the same tribe.
Yeah.
So you are from Meru. There's Meru in Tanzania, Meru in Kenya.
Yeah.
Maasai, Tanzania, Maasai in Kenya.
Yes.
Luo
Yes.
in Uganda. Luo in Kenya.
Yes.
But guess what? Those local guys that don't drive like you and I, educated guys like you and I, they don't have a car.
Yeah.
They just walk and cross on that side.
They don't know the borders.
And they're looking at us at the borders. They look at those idiots.
Yeah.
And then you and I take a passport. Mine is better than yours.
Yeah.
Mine is thicker because I travel more than you.
Yeah.
So I throw it down there, they stamp mine. And the other guy is going, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to open up and say, we have similar problems continent-wide. Leaders need to sit back. Forget all these old times of, we talk like this, we talk like that. We need a new Africa. And yes, that is my own personal support for the Gen Zs.
Yes.
And what they are doing.
Yes.
Again, it has to be structured. You have to know when to retrieve. You have to know when to make things move forward. Because tomorrow, you will be the 50-year-old also.
Yes.
And you don't want those new Gen Zs coming 20 years from now. They'll be a little crazier than the one of today, right?
Oh, sure.
So
they will be Gen Alpha, not Gen Z.
Oh, they call them Alphas?
Yeah.
But the other thing too.
Yeah.
But why are we even following Z's, Alpha, Millennia? Why can't we have our own name? Let's call someone called Generation Kidogo, Generation Sasa. Why are we Gen Z? Why are we Alpha? Why are we things we don't even understand?
Because we are brainwashed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which is what we need, why we need to go away from what the world is telling us.
Yes.
The people that enslaves our parents, that when our parents are sick on the boat, just sneeze, they throw a live person in the water to be eaten by fish. So they're not the one telling us which way we need to go.
Yeah.
It's a new world.
Yeah.
We need to take our position in this world. There's no need to fight anybody anymore. I mean, we all have the brains now. Our children are the one designing all these apps. I mean, look at the taxi apps.
Yes.
Why can't Africa have one taxi app that a percentage of it go to AU for helping put the money down to design, a percentage of it go to the government of the country, and then the bigger percentage go to our children driving. Most of our students, our children today that have good degrees can't get a job. So they're working, driving a cab. They don't know who's taking money on the other side. That guy take 20 or 25%. They don't even know who the guy is.
Yes.
And we say we have a life.
Sitting outside the continent.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be done. And we just need to, first of all, stop lying to one another. We need to get out of all these, I don't want to hurt somebody. That's yesterday. We need to talk facts and care. Care, be benevolent and care about where the continent is going.
Yes.
If we don't want to stay where we are for another 50 to 100 years.
And just to be fair, there's an African app, I think in Eldoret, Nakuru, known as Maramoja. It still really works well, actually, if you go to that city. Because when Uber came in, actually was targeting Nairobi and Mombasa. And you can just tell why. Because that's where most of the tourists, when they come in, they visit a lot. So they want that same experience for them. But no one thinks about places like Nakuru, places like Kisii, places like Kisumu, places like Eldoret. No one thinks about that. Also, there's another hub, apparently, that is being built here about, cab by one of our colleagues. So, to be fair, there's a lot that's going on. All I can say is that also when you introduce some of these solutions to our fellow Africans, as you said, that hate that we have, or we have been brainwashed to hate what we own, again with the brands, need to really move, because someone would rather strike for a week and, say they want money to be added on Bolt or Uber or all these places and will not appreciate the home solution because maybe the guy didn't have much engineering money to test this properly, and you're not willing to actually support him so that he can grow it. Even the apps that we use here, for instance, even taking cab application as an example, before you knew them, they were not as perfect. They're not
Correct.
still perfect. They just, the money you pay them is what actually enables them to employ people
Yeah.
to improve those applications. So
Yeah.
we be patient with each other. And I'm not saying that, we are closed for business for whoever wants to come to invest. I'm saying we should level the playing field for both of the innovations.
Our leaders
Very true.
should invest in those people.
Absolutely.
And, over time, they will get better.
Absolutely.
Like you said,
Yeah.
one of the things in business also, when you look at an African business,
Yeah.
it's going to cost me $1,000 to design this thing.
Yeah.
However, I need about $5,000 for marketing. If the guy goes to the bank or our leaders and say, I need $6,000, they say, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to spend $1,000 to design. I need $5,000 to market. They'll look at him and go,
Are you mad?
are you crazy?
Yeah.
But those are what the other guys did
Yeah.
to make it an
Yeah.
everyday name
Yeah.
to sell.
Yeah.
So we need to believe in who we are, respect our own homegrown solutions,
Yeah.
and that's the only way we're going to move forward.
Absolutely. I cannot agree more. And
I want to chip into that conversation because it's very close to my heart.
please.
And for me, what I see where the issue lies is we have a lot of young people who are developing these amazing apps.
Yeah.
But the issue is you go to someone who has money and you go into them so that they can support you to grow. The first thing they ask you is they already are self-sufficient. They are financially empowered. They can support you. They can actually help you grow and incubate you in one way to propel.
Yeah.
But the first thing they ask you is, what's my stake in your business?
Yeah.
I want to put my son. I want to put my daughter in that business. And you built this for your legacy so that you can also grow. And now this is someone who has the financial muscle to help you. You've gone to them for support, but they will not support you unless they have a stake in your business. Again, a lot of this is also driven by selfishness of our own people. I'm saying, help me.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a model that allows me to pay you back if that's what it takes. Because we see the difficulty in financial institutions actually giving money to young people who are coming up with all this tech, but they don't have experience, they don't have jobs, so they don't have the security to pay back these loans. Those are some of the industry challenges. For me, what I believe AU needs to be doing is they need to create a tech hub for Africa as the body that oversees the interest of the continent.
Yes.
Come up with a body that has a technology hub, culture hub, a tourism hub, different hubs that are looking at different things, where innovations from Africa can be tested, can be funded from, and can even then be advanced and promoted and given the right platforms to grow from Africa. For me, that is where then the likes of African Union will start adding value. When we talk about intra-Africa free trade, what are we trading when we can't move goods from Nigeria to Kenya to South Africa to Ghana to Uganda to Tanzania? What are we trading? Why don't we start with our homegrown products?
Yeah.
Why can't we start from where we are? We need to even have our own venture capitalists. Most of the funded products, services, businesses in Africa, most of them are funded outside the continent.
Yes.
I'll give you a good example. Look at Flutterwave.
Yeah.
They had to go in the US to get funding.
Yeah.
Very few is being funded from the continent. How do we change that?
Yes. Number
How
one,
do
the
we
government
change
should
it?
have R&D budget, which I don't know of any African
Well, they
country
do,
that
they
is-
do, but clearly it goes into people's pockets, if at all.
Yeah.
I believe.
People would rather buy a plot and an apartment instead of investing in something that actually could convert.
Investing in the
and
youth,
scale.
investing in our people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started my story by talking and giving a reference to Kariako.
Yes.
I still want to believe if somebody looks at the blueprint of Nairobi or the map of Nairobi, then there was a market segmentation.
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Yeah.
What happened to the budget allocations for building that market, basically?
Yeah.
Kikomba, all those places that we grew up knowing that they are big trade drivers.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's a very good question. In case you don't know where Kariakoo is, you can just load up your Google Map. Okay, Google Map is from California. Wish we had one. Or you can do TomTom.
Kidogo map.
Even TomTom is Dutch. Where are we safe? Anyway, Google Map and load in satellite, and you can see actually Kariakoo, the way it looks. You can even go back in the day.
Go back in the
and see
it's
the
still
transition.
The same.
It's still the same.
It's still the same.
I agree with you. At least for me, I have a privilege to know where Kariakoo is.
Actually, let me just describe. Kariakoo is where you get all these Maasai products, like your Maasai shoes and all that.
Yeah.
And the others come here, buy
And
Maasai
chondo.
shoes and chondos, the baskets, the authentic African baskets. They buy them. They go redesign it a little bit, maybe pad it, add a little bit of leather touch
And
into
then
patent it, and then make it authentically theirs. Label it, put a label there.
Yeah.
But these products are originally from here.
Absolutely.
Why are we ripping our people?
Because we are greedy.
Then we need to change that narrative.
Yes. It doesn't matter how much you clean the pig, remains the pig, unless you change the narrative and the mindset.
That's why those policies are important to be reviewed so that we can get down to the basics of improving the livelihood of our own people.
Again, just to be fair, we are at Africastalking, and Africastalking hosts monthly hackathons where we are trying to see which solutions can we build at scale. And not only in Kenya, actually, everywhere we have presence in market, and we're scaling these real quick. The only challenge is that, we have so much resources. But if you think about this initiative, can actually open so many doors. And for us, we don't ask for any equity or whatever. And even we discourage guys from just running to raise funds. And there's nothing wrong about raising funds. But if you have a solid idea, the best investor that there will ever be is the customer. He will never ask you for what you don't have. You'll never pay for what you don't build. So they can actually grow your business. And you have seen so many young people actually build business. As you speak, there's a gentleman who has a company with 30 young software engineers building solutions globally. Some guys now are working for banking. Some guys now have a startup for laundromats, and so on and so forth. And all this is designed with an African in mind.
Good.
Not only that, but also we have Africastalking Women in Tech initiative, whereby we are saying, we need more ladies to write code. And what this does as an engineer is that it brings the element of a woman when it comes to the solution, which for sure, and I agree as a man, that is not the same. The same way you build a solution is not the same way you build a solution. Because for you, number one, does it really serve the solution? For me, I might be just wanting to make more money to marry 5 wives or, buy a nice car. But for you, you're like, okay, will this really serve the generation to come? What if, for young toddlers, is it serving them? Is this color really even reflective of, the society? There's so much that goes into it.
The detail.
And so much and so on. And right now it's in Nairobi and Uganda. And we are open for partnership as long as we align. Because also there are partners who come in, what's in it for me? I just want to sell this product. Of course, even for us, we say, okay, you have sometime you have to use our Africastalking products just to give you a platform to test some of these and to see how solutions work at scale. But ideally, we want to scale that throughout Africa and beyond. And so far, we have over 150,000 developers and growing.
Good.
And this is amazing. Like in Uganda, you have seen ladies actually get together and build on our platform, which has never happened for a long time. In Nairobi, we've been doing this now for a year. And it's growing in terms of solutions. People are addressing FGM, and they build solutions around it. Domestic violence, build solutions. So we are Africastalking. Of course, someone might say, Africastalking is Africastalking. But all I'm saying is that any startup, any business can actually chime in, can actually start some initiative and collectively, because, we are used to pointing fingers. Every time something wrong happens, we never point inwards. We always, that one is wrong, the leader. But we forget all of us belong here. All of us are from here. Some of these guys we are saying they're doing wrong, they're our buddies. We meet them. They are our brothers and sisters. So that's it. We are big in inclusivity. And I know as a lady who has achieved it all, you have faced so many challenges. If I'm a young lady and I wanted to really grow and thrive, especially in tech, what are those things that I need to hone as a person?
Firstly, point of correction. I haven't owned it all. I'm still growing. I'm still young.
That's what all smart people say.
And I'm still evolving.
Yes.
And I continue to be challenged, even by the youth, to keep pushing. I think inclusion is very key. There are quite a number of segments that we don't factor in. And one of the biggest segment is the segment of people with disability.
Okay.
That's one of the segments where we see a lot of inclusion lacking in so many things. And when I talk about disability, I talk about disability mainstreaming, which means across all segments.
Yeah.
And as an organization, that is one of the areas that we are making a difference and becoming more inclusive.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a very good example, especially with the festival that we are hosting in Kisumu.
Yeah.
From the 25th of August to the 1st of September in 2024.
Yeah.
Where we want to showcase talent. It's the Festival of Arts and Culture. This is Festac Africa Renaissance Festival.
Amazing.
It's the revival of a festival which was started by our forefathers in the 60s.
Yes.
And the first one took place in 1966. The second one took place in 1977. Probably the biggest festival of arts and culture.
That is after every 10 years?
Ever recorded in the history of Africa.
Wow.
In 77.
Tell me more.
And the festival after 77, that was led under took place in Nigeria, in Lagos. That was the second world's Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture. And for 45 years after 77, the festival died. This just goes to tell you that we don't celebrate our culture, we don't celebrate who we are, we don't celebrate us as a Black people enough.
Yes.
And we relaunched that festival back in 2022 in Zanzibar. It's a festival that was aimed to rotate across Africa. And in 2022, after relaunch, that was the third World's Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture. 2023, we had it in Arusha. And 2024, we are hosting that in Kisumu from the 25th to the 1st of September 2024.
Okay.
Now, that festival is basically aimed to bring us together, all of us, people from all over the world, Black people, descendants of the African culture. But we have evolved. We are a global, we have what we call global inclusion now, where we are very much traveled globally as a people.
Yeah.
And we have also intermarried globally.
And you have shared the culture.
And we have a shared culture.
Yeah.
So the idea is when we come together during the celebration of the 7 days, is for each one of us to come and embrace your culture, bring your food, bring your dances, bring your fashion, bring your technologies, your innovation, and really let's come together and celebrate one another over the 7 days. The idea behind that, this year, we have 3 key things that we are focusing on. That's the inclusion, it's on impact, and it's on changing lives. Inclusion, we are partnering with the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya to bring inclusion in the disability mainstreaming, specifically to highlight talent, to highlight skills that are in that segment of people with disability.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you talk about disability, we feel it's probably someone with a wheelchair or on crutches, but there's so many other underlying things that are regarded disability. But we don't know that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the activities that we will be doing is the dinner in the dark during the festival. What does that mean?
I have no
How
idea.
do we, you and I don't understand how to sensitize visual impairment. But it's important when we put key decision makers on a table who can understand, how do you relate with someone with visual impairment? How can you today as an employer put and believe that someone with visual impairment is just as good as someone with real visual, and they can do just as well as the person?
They can hit.
They can still do what the other person can do. Believing in those skills. It's not just about music, it's not just about other talents, but we want to highlight that they too have talent, they can sing. So we're going to do a dinner in the dark that brings our CEOs together, key decision makers together, to really get to understand what it means to live the life of impaired vision.
Yes.
So we're going to take you through that journey.
Yeah.
You're going to have your menu. You're going to eat without looking. You're going to go through that experience.
How are they going to select what they want to eat?
Well, how do people select?
That's very interesting.
So that is what inclusion is about.
Yes.
So it's about changing lives and also changing perceptions.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Looking from the other side of things.
Looking from the other side of things. Now, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And tell me what's in front of you.
Some of these guys, you have to close their eyes.
We're going to have to
Otherwise,
close.
you're gonna, peep in and,
Yeah. And then you're going to tell. So we're going to go through some of these experiences to really get to have serious conversations.
I hope you're recording
inclusion.
this experience and sharing it, because a lot of people are going to learn from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all back to it's about learning.
Yeah.
It's about the experiment.
Yeah.
It's about the inclusion into the greater world of doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second thing that I mentioned is on impact. We want to leave an impactful legacy for Kenya, for Kisumu during the week.
Yeah.
What do we have planned for that week? Of course, we have partnered with quite a number of health practitioners. We will be doing free health screening throughout the week, from general health screening, eye screening, cancer care and cancer screening, dental and oral care screening throughout the week. So we have different segments that are really planned. We're going to do a culture night, which is a global culture infusion. This year in our festival, we are partnering with India. So we're going to go through, all about bilateral trade relations and all that. We have brought India in and looking at BRICS. Is to bring in India as a partner for the festival and to create a platform where we can do cultural exchanges during that.
Yeah.
So if you have a different culture, come for that night and let's do a trade, what you call global cultural exchange during that night.
Yeah.
We will be talking about GBV and GBV awareness throughout the week, where we have, these are serious matters of Africa that still continue to cripple our continent. And the whole week we have a session on gender-based violence, where we talk on matters of how do we deal with it? What is driving the continent to a level where we have to be violent with one another? Is violence only domestic? It happens in the workplace, it happens in the bathrooms, it happens in the restaurants, it happens in schools, it happens in so many
hospitals.
In hospitals.
Yeah.
So how do we really clean up this? It has to be an open, ongoing conversation. Silence is a killer. And we are at a point in life where conversations, we have to be vocal. And we are choosing to bring this platform as a voice for the voiceless. And really help those who need to talk about it come out and talk.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, we want to celebrate our fashion, our bold textiles. So we are encouraging people from all over Africa. Come in your bold colors. Come in your best fashion elements. Come in your culture. And let's celebrate one another through fashion, through music, through dances and all that.
Yeah.
We have a youth summit during that week. We want to encourage our Gen Zs. Don't come and occupy. Please come and join us. Yeah. And let's have a conversation.
I hope Professor has been doing right with the Gen Zs. Otherwise, everyone is getting recalled soon.
So we want to encourage our Gen Zs. Come and join us. Let's have a conversation. Let's listen to you. This is an Pan-African platform where we have put together quite a number of youth from various markets across Africa. If we can gather 5,000 to 10,000 youth in Kisumu during that week, we have won, because this again is where you can start saying we are talking about policies for Africa bring in those apps. Let's discuss how we can scale them. Let's listen to them and let's understand. We have elders.
A lot of talking without listening. That's why we are where we are. But I'll have to give up to Professor Anyang' Nyong'o because I hear, besides Nakuru, which has always been the cleanest city in East and Central Africa, which was surpassed by Kigali not long ago, Kisumu is catching up.
Kisumu is the 6th cleanest city in Africa.
Yes. And 01, who are our partners, from Lake Ab, also doing an amazing job training guys on software engineering, which they can service and create wealth around it and jobs opportunities. So far, so good. And I know, because Professor, you should look at the fish prices, because last time I had a nice fish, very nice, at an affordable, African-friendly price, because, we have not made it. But when we make it, for sure, we don't mind buying it at $7,000. But for now, check on that, and also, other things that actually would encourage someone like me, because I'm a frequent visitor of Kisumu, because also I do outreach with the young people around software engineering.
Good.
And other things.
How about you? We challenge you to create a tech hub during the festival to come and teach young people on how to become the future engineers.
Perhaps, I don't mind.
Perhaps that's where, through the podcast, you can encourage the youth to come in and showcase what they can do, and maybe get some recruits from that festival that want to be part of the Africastalking community. That's a challenge.
To my ears.
That's a challenge I'm throwing back.
Music to my ears. But I did not hear you mention music. Maybe I interfered before you got there.
Good. I'm getting
anything to do with Afrobeats, Ohangla.
I'm getting
Mugithi, Benga.
I'm getting right there.
Yeah.
Another thing that we have, of course, is the women. The question is on inclusion, impact, and changing lives.
Okay.
So women, we have a women's summit, a 2-day women's summit, where, of course, we want to talk about women inclusion, financial access, matters of how do women get into jobs that were regarded as odd, and now we feel that we need to get into those. So encouraging those who feel that they have a place or a platform to come and showcase or talk about what they are doing in that. Come and pitch your business as well. If you're a woman, stand a chance to win some money to boost your business and just be part of the festival.
Just speaking for the youth, will the youth win anything?
Yes, we do have opportunities for the youth to showcase innovation.
Okay, and win something.
Well,
to boost that business.
I want to challenge you to put that prize on the table for the youth to encourage them to participate.
Okay.
Further to that, also in 77, our film industry was not as advanced as we have today. 77, we didn't have Nollywood. We had the Hollywood. Today, we have a big film market in Africa. We even have Riverwood now. We have Bongowood. And during that week,
does it have to be the hood, though? Now talking about the Sasa, Badai. Yeah, I think that should be a question posed there. Yeah.
And the idea is, of course, to promote our filmmakers, to promote that industry, and to showcase some of the true, authentic films from Africa.
Yeah.
So during the week, we will be doing a full week of movie screening during the festival week. So come and have fun. Come enjoy some of this movie. Connect with the likes of, the golden oldies such as Oliver Litondo, who was part of the first grader. And we are looking, of course, to bring other filmmakers, screen what has been produced from Africa during that week. And of course, because we are in a global collaboration, we are bringing in some movie content from
Will Lupita Nyong'o be there?
I'm sure Professor has had that question.
You're saying that's a good question.
It is a good question, and I want to push it back to the professor.
That might change a lot of things.
Exactly.
She started here in National Theatre, so
good.
Back to her roots,
It's a great question, and we would certainly love to celebrate her, especially with a new movie that she's just released.
Yeah.
And come and also inspire the young.
Just interesting thing that you've said without saying it. The movie she just released is about inclusion.
Yes.
I've not watched it though, but
It is.
it's about inclusion.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, and I need to make plans to watch these movies.
Yeah.
Because it's a silent. It has to do with something silent. What would you do in a silent environment? I'm not so sure about the plot.
The quiet place.
Yeah.
It's all about inclusion as well.
Yeah.
So it's those things. So the movie screening and all that, and of course the culture. This is the Festival of Arts and Culture. So every day from midday all through to midnight, it's the vibe. This is now where we call the cultural activation.
Okay.
The music, the wangla, the Afrobeat, the amapiano, the DJs, the poetry, the spoken word, the comedy.
Yeah.
We are encouraging you. What we want to do is actually to launch a Boma Village.
Yeah.
This Boma Village is for artists where they can, after the festival, go celebrate, go network, go meet other people from other markets, and really get to network and get to create even more. What's the word that I'm looking for? More collaborations during that time where they are on their own. Have a Boma Village where they can share their stories. And let's document these stories. Let's document these cultures.
Create the networks.
Let's
make the
see
memories.
How, most of the time when we talk about Africa celebrating our culture, we see our culture as just a form of entertainment. It's an entire industry that must be supported.
Absolutely.
That must be promoted. That must be given the right platforms to shine. Our culture is not just about people coming here, going to Maasai Mara, and we have some Maasais welcoming them at some entrance and then enjoying our safari. We need to embrace those cultures, have a platform where they can be celebrated and fully shown.
Yeah.
So we are calling every African country that is in Kenya to come and showcase your culture, come and showcase your food, come and showcase your fashion, come and showcase your talents, group up as a community, take a stand, and come and create the biggest gastronomy experience for Africa. We also want to see products from, Gambia, from Zimbabwe, from Swaziland, from
Lesotho,
from Ethiopia,
Botswana.
The teas.
And I'm not saying these things by accident.
Yeah, all of
if
them
you say
being
Swaziland
celebrated.
will be in the room. Me and several thousand others.
Good.
I want to see that culture. Because we have seen, thanks to the technology, we have been seeing a lot actually about this culture. And you're surprised. You mean this is Africa?
Exactly.
Because for the longest, Africa has not been shown to us authentically.
Thank you.
What was filtered on TV, and most of these TVs do not belong to us. Now, things like TikTok, which is everyone now has a TV, everyone has a media, everyone has a leeway to create content. And you're like, maybe these guys have been in Africa all along. I want to know more. We have seen also our friends from the South Sudan where they do some sort of culture and, do some tattoo naturally, which really look amazing. I would love to know the story behind that and so on and so forth. I know we are starting up and, reviving that.
Yes.
I think everyone should embrace to celebrate. I don't know, in Mexico, there is this huge festival. In Brazil, there is really huge festival that is known all over the world.
Yes.
And people travel to go to experience that. There are things like Tomorrowland Festival. There is Ultra Festival, which people actually pay exorbitantly to be there. So can we have... Okay, I know there's Nyege Festival, but, that's debatable. I don't know if it's a festival or just a show or something, but we need actually where we can actually fuse our culture authentically and learn from it and create experiences.
Yeah.
But before you go on, Madam Mumo, I understand there are several dignitaries who will be coming. You want to speak more about that?
It is difficult to, you don't want to throw names.
You don't have to.
Yes. We've got some, I think the big thing is our patron is Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yes.
And I think you cannot talk Festac today without mentioning him. Because back in the 60s, the whole idea of this was to bring all of us together for the word called Pan-Africanism. And today, if you say to someone, I'm a Pan-Africanist,
Yeah.
They look at you as something is wrong with you.
Yes.
Pan-Africanism is not a bad thing.
Yes.
Pan-Africanism is self-love.
Yes.
So I think the fact that all of us are not comfortable saying that yet is part of our problem. There's nothing wrong for me to be Pan-African.
Yes.
Because I want my people to be better. There's nothing wrong with that. Every country wants its own people to be better.
Yeah.
So when the festival was done in 66, it was supposed to continue every 2 to 4 years and move around where all of us get to travel other countries. In doing so, we infuse culture and we know one another. As the CEO said, Nigeria was next, but Nigeria had the Biafra War that started in 67 to 3 or 4 years after. So Nigeria was not able to do the festival until 1977.
Yeah.
You know, as I speak, one of the biggest things that is important to me, I want my Gen Zs, my millennia, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, whatever you call the gens, or the Gen Kidogo, or
Yes.
Gen Sasa, whatever you would call them, to know that what is critical, first of all, is self-pride and self-love.
Yes.
And that is what I believe is missing in us. If we want to progress and move forward, that's where we need to start. So this is what this festival was supposed to do.
Yeah.
In 1977, just around the time I mentioned the point about Soweto 75, or 76 rather, and all the things that happened back then, just around the time was when a lot of focus on the new Africa, the emancipated Africa. There are two points I will mention that will probably shock you.
Yes.
You know, we talked today about Africans traveling. I just saw something on the news that says that now UAE is now allowing Nigerians to come back into their country again. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
There was a time when they said they can't go there.
Yes.
So with the new ways of going, they have to pay something like $500 or $600 for visa. In the early 70s, Nigeria donated money to UAE. Go and check because everybody goes to Google this. Go and Google it because that's the word.
Yes.
Or go and Sasa it, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Back then also, the leaders of Saudi Arabia used to come into Nigeria for medical services. Now we've lost all of those things. So when 77 happened, 77 was a great platform into bringing back the African pride. And then, for whatever reason, the coming together, which brought together over 500,000 people in 1977, 16,000 people on the stage for 1 month, from 60 to 70 countries. Those are some big antidotes in numbers. Why? Because in 77, Africa didn't have 50 countries.
Yes.
So which meant 1/3 of the nations were outside of Africa.
Yes.
Where your Caribbeans, your Brazil, even Europe, even Italy, India, all these people would send people into Nigeria. And it was a real power of our people together. I don't know who to blame or whatever. The thing died for 45 years. So we felt the way for us to come back up is togetherness.
Yes.
Like the CEO said, our culture should be something where someone is having dinner and then 2 of my people are dancing up and down for them. No. Our culture is our culture. Our culture is pride. It's those prides that we need when we start looking at development and we say, I belong here.
Yes.
I'm not an entertainment. I belong on the table. I'm not under the table.
Yes.
So what we've done with the festival is bring it back. As she said, we use the arts and culture to bring people together for the week. However, our issues are plenty. So we have different side events to bring out all the issues. That one of them is a one-day writers' retreat. Celebrating Professor Austin Bukenya. Austin Bukenya is in his 80s. Probably not celebrated enough. I don't know if you know him. He's from Uganda.
I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And then bring some of the publishers, local publishers here that have done a lot of things into the room also to say, we need to be the one writing for the continent. We need to write our own story.
Yes.
We have a one-day media conference teaching our kids how to report. Today, they will say, go and watch some of this syndicated news. You would think Nairobi is burnt down.
Yeah, we are.
My mom calls me twice a day to make sure.
Are you okay?
Those Kenyans haven't killed me. She called me this morning already. You know what I'm saying? Mom, I'm actually having a good time, maybe even better time than you.
Yeah.
But if we don't be the one to say our own story, those things would also be there. They would devalue our currency. They would devalue our lives. But more than anything, they make our children feel inferior. And so that's why it is important in what we are doing. We're going to talk about all the things she mentioned, your AI, your blockchain technology, your health, your fashion, your food. But we're also saying the world is a new place today.
Yes.
We are open into bringing other cultures in.
Absolutely.
We are inviting all other countries, as she said, in Kenya, to come and take a space. Call it your own. Promote your culture.
Showcase.
Promote your food. Promote your fashion. Promote your people. Let's be inclusive. By bringing all of us together, you start realizing that, for example, like you said, you like Eswatini.
Yes.
It must be because of their clothing.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So let's say because you want to get clothing from Eswatini, now you don't have to buy from London anymore.
Yes.
You can meet someone from Eswatini and you can say, I want to do this. And you can trade quicker than that. So those are the things that we are.
And in case I want to have maybe a third wife or fourth wife, I want to know how is the dowry there? How is the negotiation? Do I need to go with my elders?
This
how does
is the
it work?
culture infusion that we need to learn.
Actually, when you said something earlier that I was weeping for you inside me already.
Yes.
So you said you've never bought anything over $7,000 for you. Remember you said that?
Yes.
Okay, do you know those cows that you probably seen them from Uganda?
The Ankole.
Ankole.
Yes.
So they have similar in Eswatini.
Yes.
So if you're going to be taking your third or your fourth wife and you never spend over $7,000, all your road podcast stuff, you'll be mortgaged. Okay? to take the third wife. So I'll be there. Just come to Kisumu.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I'll make sure I chain everything down so you don't lose yourself, even your headphones.
But I tell you what, I don't mind mortgaging everything for those women, if that's what it takes. And all the bachelors in the house, I know you know what I'm talking about. And even those who will listen to this, please check out Eswatini.
Okay.
And the culture there.
So all the bachelors, please come to Kisumu.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that.
Thank you so much. Back to Madam CEO. What does it take to even get a stall? What does it take to come and experience the 7 days of African culture in Kisumu with the land of Obama?
We want you there. This is about celebration of our African cultures and really a unique way of experiencing everybody in one room. When we talked about global cultural infusion, is one of the people will be who will be giving us an item is the German ambassador who has confirmed his participation. He plays the saxophone, and we are challenging other high-profile leaders like that. If you have a talent and you want to showcase, and this is all about the global culture infusion into the program. Come on board and play your saxophone, play your guitar, play a number. The Kenyan embassies that are, the foreign embassies that are here in Kenya, we want to challenge you to support your community. Most of them, when they have their independence days, they do invite their cultural groups that are represented in the country to come and participate. Support them to come and be part of this infusion. I know that we have a group sponsored by the Mama Grasa Michelle Foundation from Mozambique, that is specifically, and a band from Mozambique that is being supported by.
So you're saying Mozambique will be in the house?
Mozambique will be in the house, and they're coming in numbers, including a band from Mozambique. We have Burundi in Kenya that will also be participating. Rwanda
Did you say Rwanda?
Rwanda will be there.
Oh, guys, this is the festival to be in. If Rwanda is in the house, you should be in the house.
Exactly.
Yes.
And of course, Nigeria will be there showcasing the various cultures from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa. So
our neighbors, Uganda, Tanzania.
Of course, Uganda and Tanzania, they're coming.
Ethiopia.
Why not?
Sudan.
Do you know Ethiopia was to host the third festival, but it never happened?
Yes.
And we want to challenge them to come to the festival so that they can really be part of this experience.
And they don't need a passport.
They don't need a passport.
They don't need a visa.
See?
Just walk in.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So there's no reason why we can't create. And as well, during this week, we are saying that let's create the biggest trade, intra-Africa trade platform so that we can exchange products. We can trade with each other. And we can see how we elevate and lift the bar of intra-Africa trade during that week.
Yes.
So find your space on www.festacafrica.org.
www.festacafrica.ke.
ORG. Yes.
Very nice. Now, I don't know which camera you need to look at. Speak to the young Grace who are coming up. Share the vision. And afterwards, engineer. Which camera should the engineer look at after Grace? This one. And speak to our listeners, young engineers who want to create flying. Okay, now flying cars are there. Maybe go to the moon. I don't know. Whatever it is. And speak to them. And then we'll conclude with an African proverb, if not proverbs.
Beautiful. And some African music, maybe? Yeah?
Yes.
To my fellow Africans, I take this opportunity to say thank you for listening. I want to also say the journey that you're walking today is your celebration every day. Don't wait for tomorrow to celebrate your smallest milestones. Celebrate them every day. Be authentic to yourself. Be true to yourself. Your journey is your own story. Tell it, own it, and be real and true to yourself. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Please, sir.
I think before I pass my message, there's a piece that I want to make sure we don't walk away and talking about. We talk about what the festival stands for.
Okay.
Promoting inter-Africa trade, promoting inter-Africa travel and tourism, also using sports as a platform to bring in the youth and the children into what we do.
Yes.
So there will be movies, as I said, as was said before. There will be STEM education, which gets into coding.
Yes.
Which is some of the areas where you can come in.
Yes.
And there would also be the sports action.
Yes.
So there are a lot of camps that's going to happen for children. There's also going to be games for older people, your Ajua and all those things. So the festival is there for everybody, including the jumping castle for your 2 or your 3-year-old.
Yes.
So my message, for me, yes, I was a Jane, whatever you call it, when I was there.
Yes.
And I understand your struggle.
Yes.
And your struggle is real. It's needed because a lot of our leaders haven't done well. And I'm not talking about one country. I'm talking about just across the continent because we cannot continue like this and be behind the other world forever. So your cry and your request is heard. However, the continent need to move forward. The message is, once we are where we are, and once the leaders have heard what your message is, before you go to fight, you have to have a retrieval strategy. It is important to step back. Look at the implementation of your request. You have been asked to be included in the decision going forward. Assign real, benevolent, caring leaders. Not people that are just there also that learn how to speak to the camera for their own positioning to be whatever title in politics tomorrow. Identify real guys that are really guys and girls that really care about your future. A leader cannot speak to 20 million people at once. He has to have a representative to speak to. He or she has to have. So identify people that can lead. You are lucky today that you have technology to be right on time with information. So you can see what is going on. You can give your feedback. Let's understand that as we continue this movement, we need to be careful that we don't further devalue the continent. I wish you well. We'll also say, I'm going to stay Gen Z forever. So I'm one of you. We everything you're doing, may God bless all your efforts. But again, lead right. You are going to be the seniors of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much, engineer. But there's a question we missed from one of the listeners going at Yosef Foley. And Foley is written with FH. I don't know if she's from or he is from South Africa or Kenya.
What's the question?
The question is, I have a question for Grace. Since I haven't had the opportunity to travel as much, is the fact that we don't have any Kenyan product in the SA market due to regulation, or is it simply because they have better product and ours can't compete?
Thank you very much for that question. I think it's not because of having who has better products or not. I believe it's all issues of regulatory, which also continue to be discussed and addressed. I know during Uhuru's regime, this was addressed in South Africa. And the two presidents at the time sat down and said that they need to see a change. In fact, at the time, there was like a 15% penetration of Kenyan products into the South African market. Whereas in South African products in Kenya, you could probably find quite a sizable, over 50% probably of products. And these are ongoing conversations. Of course, it has a lot to do with borders and taxes and all that. Even by the time the products leave Kenya to get to South Africa, the tax issues are just way too many. So these are ongoing conversations. And these are all driven with all these intra-Africa trade barriers that we have. So we need to task a team of young people to do research. How do we remove these barriers, and how do we really want to trade with one another? And those conversations start with conferences and conversations such as Festac, where we're saying let's trade and let's talk about how we can enable product movement across the continent for one another. Visa issues are also a problem. I was a victim of this ETA personally. It's not something I can celebrate. It has probably done more damage to Kenya than good. You can call it whatever you call it. It's still a visa. I think if it's a fee that we pay for facilitating the travel, it's okay. But if I have to go through that long process, screening, and produce so many documents and papers with so many issues, then it's a problem. I almost lost my life in January. I was involved in a fatal car accident because of the changes of the visa. And I had to go home. And on my way home, I was involved in a very, very bad car accident that left the driver dead. So for me, it just tells you how critical it is that we address the visa issues, number one, because they are the biggest. I couldn't travel, actually. I was grounded for 3 weeks back.
That is in South Africa?
In South Africa, coming back to Kenya, coming back home. I could not come back. And that created a lot of, for me, there I'd lost my travel visa issues. So is it a visa travel, free country, or what are the issues of travel? And until we open our borders to trade with each other freely and allow free travel without visas like Rwanda has done, the only country that freely you can say you can travel from Africa to Africa. I mean, from Africa to Kigali, to Rwanda. That is the only country where we can say for sure they have implemented visa-free travel. The rest, we are talking too much.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that was a really good, insightful view from that question. And I'm going to conclude with isiZulu proverb, which says, and if I get the accent wrong, I need to travel to South Africa. Omuntu gumuntu gambantu, which says, a person is a person because of other people. Don't forget that. As Africa keeps talking, through Impact Masters, we need cohesion, collaboration, and celebrating our own before anything else. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, I'm your host, Michael Kimathi, if you want MK.
Quick pause, folks. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Impact Masters. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this space of growth and empowerment with us. Remember, every step you take has the potential to create an impact. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep implementing, and most importantly, keep mastering your impact. Remember to check us out on all platforms by searching for Impact Masters. Subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. See you in the next one.